All right, here we go. Earlham's baseball season comes down to its final 6 games, and today they take on the defending champion Grizzlies of Franklin. We welcome you to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. These 2 games today were to be played on Saturday because of weather. They were moved to today, and we're expecting a great matchup here between the 2017 champion Earlham Quakers and last year's champion, the Franklin Grizzlies. I'm Troy Naragowski along with Gerard O'Byrne. These 2 teams are on a collision course today. You look at one team, the Quakers have won 4 in a row, and we're going to talk about their numbers coming up in just a few moments. But they take on a Franklin team that is probably not playing as well as they thought they would after just a spectacular season last year.
Yeah.
But let's face it, they've won 4 out of their last 5, and those numbers, when we start scouting the Grizzlies here in a moment, are going to show they're playing well. So something's got to give today. Now, they may split these 2 games, but boy, either one of these 2 teams, if they win the 2 games today, kind of in a driver's seat, certainly for the what would be a tiebreaker if you have to be, but then they're also playing for those couple of top spots in the conference.
Well, this is a game that you really find out a lot about your program, or a lot about this year's teams for both sides. We've seen since Rose Holman came in here and swept Earlham, they've really bounced back, beaten Defiance, really good Defiance team, coming back to beat Mount St. Joe. So they're on a 4-game winning streak. You just said Franklin 4 out of 5. So it's a statement game to the rest of the conference if somebody can win both games, or even if they split 1-1. But in order to be a conference champion, you got to beat the better teams in the conference, and what a matchup we have today.
We'll tell you one other aspect before we take a break and talk about Franklin is they will have still 2 more games to play. They have 8 to go. The Quakers have 6. So this gives you a pretty good idea that Earlham's going to control their own destiny starting today, because they still have Anderson on that schedule, which we will see here in about another week or so. So Earlham has nobody to blame but themselves if they don't make it to the playoffs, number one, or if they end up getting a worse seed than they hope.
Well, the script is written for them. I mean, you got Rose Holman, who is ahead of them, and so far it looks like they will claim the first spot, but you never know what can happen. But you got 2 teams tied for second, Franklin and Anderson. You get both of them at home. And home games, you can't have nothing better than that. You don't have to travel on the road. You don't have to face a hostile crowd. Everything is in your favor. You have the advantage. Now you have to go out here and execute it. And if they want to be a really good playoff team and make a run for the conference tournament or even the national tournament, you have to win games like these.
Well, there's no doubt Quakers will have to play well today. We're going to talk about this Franklin team coming up in just a couple of moments. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we get set for game 1 of 2 here this afternoon. Let's go ahead and scout this Franklin team, and we'll start first off with their overall numbers. Gerard, they're hitting at .307. Their on-base percentage at .417. Their slugging percentage at .472. They've hit 28 home runs this year, 45 stolen bases. They're averaging nearly 11 hits per game and 8.7 runs. So it gives you a pretty good idea. If you're going to beat them, you're going to have to find a way to outscore them unless you get some really, really good pitching coming up today. So that gives you one aspect. Now let's go back during their 4-game winning streak they just had. It was snapped by Rose-Hulman in the second game. But during the 4-game winning streak they just had, they were averaging 11 runs per game. They ended up with 44 runs in those 4 games. 51 hits, that's an average of almost 13 per game, and 5 home runs during that time. They had 4 in the first game against Rose-Hulman, including 19 hits. They did split the series, but boy, they made that first one look ugly. Does that give you a pretty good idea of how well they hit?
Yeah, that gives you a great idea how well they hit. And looking at the stats, that the top 6 batters accumulated for all 28 home runs, and 8 of them coming from their right fielder. And we haven't seen Earlham go against a sharp hitting team like that. We've seen teams that have had great hitting days, but we haven't seen a team that can hit as well as Franklin. And there have been times when a team has hit the ball a lot on Earlham and hasn't really been favorable for Earlham. So, as we said, in order to be a great playoff team and get a conference tournament, you're going to have to beat a team like this, and we're going to find out what they're made of today.
We'll talk more about these players individually coming up in just a couple of moments. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups today. First off, for the Franklin Grizzlies, who are 17-11 overall, and in the conference coming into today's game, they are 6-4, just 1 game ahead of the Quakers in that second place spot. Anderson also at 6-4. Leading things off and playing in center field will be Quentin Wellington. Batting second, the first baseman is Drew Namovich. Hitting third at shortstop, Sam Claycamp. The cleanup hitter at third base is Nick Wright. Ryan Bixler in right field, hitting fifth. Alex Miss, the DH. He'll be batting sixth. Hitting seventh in left field is Gerard Smith. In the number 8 hole today and catching is Logan Demakovich, and then hitting ninth, the second baseman Brant Pauley. Jordan Clark will start today for the Grizzlies. For the Quakers today, Zach Swearingen leading things off. He'll be at shortstop. Batting second in right field is Mark Jandro. Hitting third, the second baseman Danny Dopp. The cleanup hitter at first base, Austin Hatfield. Hitting fifth in center field, Isaiah Shake. Hitting sixth, the catcher Cameron Whistle. Batting seventh in left field, Andrew McFadden. Hitting eighth, the DH, Andrew McCabe, and Andrew Bradley getting the start at third base, hitting ninth. And Walter Talcott gets the start this afternoon for the Quakers. We'll talk more about Walter coming up in a moment as well. It's game 1 of 2. And it's a huge matchup here today between the Quakers and the Grizzlies. We'll get things underway in just a moment. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports. Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Wish me luck, we've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Well, we're back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Troy Darengowski along with Gerard O'Byrne as we're ready to get Game 1 underway. Let's go and give you the numbers today for Walter Talcott. This will be his 11th appearance, his 8th start. He has one complete game this season. In 46 and 2/3 innings, he's given up 49 hits, 24 runs, 19 earned, 58 strikeouts. The one number that probably sticks out the most right now is the 18 walks he has given up. He's a guy that just doesn't walk many, but 18 this year is really high. He is 4-3 on the year with an ERA of 3.66. So I think overall, when you look at what he has done in his career, most people would take his numbers this year, but I think if you're asked to ask him, it's probably not been the kind of year he'd hoped, but still, he's getting a key start today.
Well, this is a huge start, and I think it shows Coach Sackwis's trust he's got in his senior pitcher. And you said it right. If you asked him, I'm sure Talcott would say not the year that in his standards he holds himself to. And I think expectations were put on him high after the amazing freshman year he had. But I'm a firm believer in with big games like today, you can make a statement and you can erase any bad history you've had this season with a spectacular day today.
Well, he will need one. This is, as we said in the pregame, a very, very good hitting baseball team, and it all starts with the top of their order and Quentin Wellington. Wellington at 345 on the year, 4 home runs, 32 runs driven in. In his last 4 games, he's hitting .412 with 9 runs driven in. And so Wellington steps in, and we are ready to go. Pitch number 1 coming down at around 4:01. Here this afternoon in Game 1, and that pitch is high for a ball, and we are underway. 1 ball, no strikes.
Looking at their stats, they got 3 players with over 30 RBIs for this season. We don't have one.
Yeah, they're scoring runs, no doubt about that. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low. And you know as well as I do, Walter's thinking about that too when he looks up and down this lineup, that I've got to keep this ball low in the strike zone. It's not a whole lot of breeze today, but these guys can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
If I'm Walter looking at this roster, that this is by far the toughest hitting lineup I have faced this year.
And they roughed him up last year as that pitch in there for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. A year ago, it was all Franklin in the 2 games. They won the first game 9-1. They won the second game 13-2. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside, 3 balls and a strike. They were well on their way to the HCAC championship, and Walter took the loss in Game 1. He only went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, and only 1 strikeout in that Game 1 loss. Here's your 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's a called strike.
And also looking at the stats, looking at Franklin having such high batting averages, it doesn't seem like this team is going to help the pitcher out by swinging at a lot of pitches outside the zone, that you're really going to have to hit your spots in order to get these guys striking out or put the ball in play or something like that.
Well, the pitch is up high, and that's not exactly the way you want to get things started with a leadoff walk, and we just talked about that a couple of moments ago. 19 walks now in the season given up by Walter, and here is Drew Namovich. 374, 5 home runs, 30 runs driven in, and he's a left-handed hitter, and certainly in a day like today, 325 down the right field line, you're really going to have to keep the ball low in the strike zone against this guy. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Then looking at Wellington on base, he's 12 for 16 on stolen base attempts. Not a lot of steals, but a guy who's proficient in that area. Efficient, and the coach is not afraid to send him. So just be aware of that.
Here's the stretch by Talcott. We'll set the defense for you in a moment. The pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Whistle behind the plate for the Quakers in Game 1. Hatfield at first, Danny Dopp back at second base, Swearingen at short, and Bradley down at third. McFadden, Shake, and Gendreau in the outfield for the Quakers left to right.
Did we ever learn about Pincer's injury, if he's out the rest of the year?
I don't think he is, not quite yet, but here's the runner taking off, the throw down to second, and they did not get him. Stolen base by Wellington.
I thought Whistle got the throw there in time.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I thought a smart base running by Wellington to slide towards the back of the base rather than up front.
And 2 balls and 1 strike now to Namovich, who steps back in from the left side at Roncalli High School. So now the Grizzlies have a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first inning. The pitch on the way gets him on the leg, and so that's actually kind of a break there for the Quakers because now Wellington has to go back to second base.
The shortstop.
But then again, it's also not a break for the Quakers because now you got runners on first and second with nobody out.
Boy, that's really the last thing you want to have happen right this early in the ball game is Sam Claycamp at 374, a home run, 23 runs driven in. Slugging percentage at .505. This guy can hit the baseball. There's no doubt about it. We're going to go up and down this lineup talking about guys who can hit the baseball. Only .231, though, over his last 4 games in that winning streak before they ended up losing to Rose-Hulman in Game 2 as that pitch is high and outside.
Already a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to get Walter settled down a little bit right here because this has not been the kind of start they're hoping for. And listen, it's very simple. If you fall behind to this Franklin team and they have an offensive day like they can have, you don't want to go to your bullpen this early. That's for sure.
And I think that's why you see the coach coming out so early because Franklin with the high-powered offense and then being a good baseball team, there's not the team that if you fall back behind, you can count. Because we've seen Earlham struggle with their offense. Now, granted, against Mount St. Joe, they put up 9+ runs in each game, which we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
But consistent offense we've yet to see. And, again, Franklin's a much better team that you're going to face. So falling behind them big early, it makes you dig yourself in a hole much harder to come back from later down in the game.
And think about a year ago, you know that these guys that faced Walter have confidence. They have seen him before. And over the 2 games against Talcott and Joey Gerbis, we're talking about a 22-run day in their doubleheader sweep. Here's the pitch on the way, and he misses the mark again.
Well, also, guys who faced Talcott last year, they know what he likes. They know where his spots are. But you got returning guys from a 39-5 team that won the conference tournament. Did they win regionals?
They ended up going to the NCAA tournament, but they did not win that East Regional, no.
So they go to the NCAA double tournament. So an experienced ball club who went pretty far last year. So this isn't a young team, an inexperienced team that Earlham has the edge over. No, you got a lot of guys back from a 39-5 team, which in baseball is really unheard of.
Yeah.
And then you go into the NCAA tournament and win the conference tournament. So you have to be on your P's and Q's to beat Franklin.
Their team last year reminded me so much of the 2017 Earlham team, the way they could hit.
Did that team go 39-5?
They were close.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the pitch on the way. That's a strike.
And I also think you can get fooled by that. What I mean by that is, like, you look at Franklin, 17-11, 6-4 in conference play, which shows that they're not playing as strong as they were last year. But this is still a veteran ball club that was a part of something big last year. So they think they know how to play when the moment's right.
Yeah, can you imagine if their pitching gets going?
Yeah.
Here's the stretch by Talcott and the pitch. That's a strike. That is what maybe kind of surprised me the most about looking at their numbers. Of course, the offense certainly stands out a lot, but when you have a team ERA of 6.07, you know they are winning a lot of slugfests.
Yeah.
3 balls and 2 strikes now to Claycamp. The stretch and the pitch. Runners take off, and that's going to be ball 4. Bases are loaded. 2 walks and a hit batsman here in the first 3 hitters for Walter Talcott.
Yeah, what do we always say? Walks and hit at bat. Walks and hit batters always come back to bite you.
Yeah.
And you get the cleanup hitter with bases loaded in the first inning. As a cleanup hitter, those are moments you salvage for.
Well, Nick Wright, 364, a home run, 17 runs driven in. He's hitting 476 during the last 4-game winning streak they had. He's also driven in 6 runs during that time. And the first pitch to Wright is in there for a strike. So what's going through Walter's mind right now if you're thinking, man, I've just given up 2 walks and hit batsman?
Well, it looks like he came out pressed. And, from a game like this, you can get hyped up. You want to come out and do well.
Ground ball hit to the third baseman. A throw to the plate will get one there, and then the bounce, the throw to first, and they got him too.
Ooh.
That's going to get an argument. Michael Ingram is the field umpire. That's huge right there.
Wow, okay. I thought Wright easily beat that out.
Well, especially since the ball was bounced.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I kind of thrown off by that call.
Well, we know right now no one's going anywhere. They're not moving off the plate yet. You do know Wellington is out 5-2. That's your score there. So Namovich down at third. Claycamp is at second. And
wow.
Wright will be out at first base.
Wow.
Big break.
Yeah. Huge break. Let me say that again. A huge break for the Quakers right there, because I thought he beat that out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Especially when he bounced it there, that's the thing that got you the most. But here's Ryan Bixler. Bixler. Now this guy, listen to this guy right here as he calls time. Now he's hitting .292. He has 8 home runs, 35 runs driven in. In the first game against Rose, 3 home runs. He drove in 9.
Wow.
He had a career.
Hold on. Time out. Did you say 3 home runs?
3 home runs, and he drove in 9. It was crazy.
Gracious.
Here's the pitch on the way, and it gets away from the catcher whistle, and a run will score.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Earlham. We talked about last at bat, you get the double play, you get a huge break for the Quakers, but you always have to finish.
Yeah.
And, going back to the batter, 3 home runs since last that game, 8 on the season, 35 RBI. But one number that really stands out is he struck out 38 times this year.
Yeah.
And you look at his team, nobody has more than 20, and he's got 38 strikeouts. So he's a hitter who clearly looks like he don't take walks like that. He wants to hit the ball. But, again, you find yourself down 1 right here, have to get this out. And you know what? The way this inning started, you'll take 1.
Yeah. Yeah, if you only give up 1 here, you're in good shape. Bixler back in. And that pitch in there for a strike, so we'll go to 2-1. I think they probably scored that last pitch to whistle a passed ball. that eventually scored the run by Namovich to make it 1-0. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch there. We'll go to 2-2. Well, I tell you what, speaking of the Quakers, would probably be breathing a huge sigh of relief if they only give up one run here in the first inning. And then they're going to get Walter back in and try to settle him down for inning number 2. The pitch on the way, chopped left side foul. And we'll stay at 2-2 Here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, it is only 310 down the left field line, but if you've been here, you know there is a huge fence that you would have to clear to get it for a right-handed hitter home run down the line. It's 375 in the alleys, 390 dead center, and then, of course, 325 down the right field line. The payout pitch on the way, got him again with another breaking pitch, and how about that? Bases were loaded at one point, and somehow the Quakers got out of it. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 1. Franklin 1, Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Reminder, Earlham Baseball brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Wednesday, the turkey breast. Thursday, the Italian BMT, and Friday, the tuna. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. The right-hander Jordan Clark will go today for Franklin in Game 1. He is out of Connorsville, 5'11 senior. This year, just his 4th appearance, his 4th start, 9 2/3 innings. 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 18 strikeouts, 8 walks. He is 1-0 on the season with an ERA of 3.72. And the first hitter he will face, Zach Swearingen, 292 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 8. And Clark's first pitch on the way is hit foul. I thought, and I don't know a whole lot about their pitching staff other than the numbers that we have been provided, but I've got to ask you, it seems like you throw a guy that has only thrown 9 innings this year in such a big game, seems like it was kind of an odd choice.
It definitely seems like it was an odd choice, but I think it goes back to where you look at the numbers and you see Earlham is not a too particular hitting team, at least compared to your team. So maybe it's maybe trying to get your ace maybe an extra day of rest or something like that. But I'm with you. I would think with the game being as big as it is that you would throw your aces out there. And
well, there's a swing and a miss, and that's why Clark is off to a good start. And 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Because you said it right. You know, Earlham is in 3rd, but maybe a half game behind Anderson and Franklin, maybe a full game or a half game behind.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you win both of them, you jump both of them to second place. So, but if Franklin wins, you can, take sole place of second place. So, yeah, surprising.
Mark Gendreau will step up, 339 on the season. No home runs. He has driven in 8. Talk about the Quakers in their 4-game winning streak, as that one is hit foul, no balls and 2 strikes. The Quaker offense has started to pick up. They've now raised their team batting average to 268, which most baseball fans know that's okay, but it's not great as that's hit foul. But where they were at one point, Quakers will take it. Mark Gendreau, a team best, second best, should say, 339, right behind Danny Dopp, who is on fire for the Quakers. Clark's next pitch is a breaking ball low and outside, 1-2. And the Quakers look in the 4-game winning streak that they have. They've raised their batting average during that 4-game streak, as that one is a one-hopper to the shortstop. Throw to first by Claycamp, and there's 2 away. But the Quakers during the 4-game winning streak hitting .340. Now you look at the numbers they had before that 4-game winning streak, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Here's Danny Dopp, .345, 3 home runs and 23 runs driven in.
But both teams coming in playing very well, so those winning streaks kind of like go out the window right now, and what you did before doesn't matter. So yeah, in the 4-game winning streak, Earlham hit the ball very well, but it doesn't mean anything. You got to do it again against Franklin, otherwise it won't be a close matchup.
Yeah, just certainly from a momentum standpoint, the way that these two teams are playing coming in, it certainly makes things a lot more interesting. And Danny Dopp, during the 4-game winning streak, is hitting .500 with 6 runs driven in, so they know they want to be really careful with Dopp right now. 2 balls and a strike, 2 away as we play here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Temperatures today in the 70s. We'll see plenty of sunshine as well as that's fouled off. I know a lot of fans would have loved to have had this game, including Coach Sakositz, these 2 games played on Saturday, but it was a nasty day as temperatures were in the 40s and rain as that's foul tipped and held on by the catcher, and that'll do it for the Quakers in the bottom half of inning number 1 as they go in order. We will head to the second on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin on top of Earlham, 1-0.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999.
We're back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as we will move now to inning number 2. Alex Miss will lead things off, followed by Jared Smith. And then Logan Dimkonovich will be the number 3 hitter. Miss at .312 on the season, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Quakers go back to inning number 1. They gave up just the 1 run after the bases were loaded. And now we'll see if Walter has settled down a little bit here in inning number 2. That's hit foul. And quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Well, this will be big if Walter can get out of this inning as well and Pitched extremely well in inning number 2 as that one is outside. I'm kind of curious what they might have said to him during the break as well.
Well, we've seen when he comes out and talks to the pitchers, they settle down after he leaves. Seems to have that effect on his pitchers.
Walter's next pitch on the way is hit well. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Making the turn as Miss will hold there, and it'll be a single to lead things off. First base hit now by the Grizzlies. And they will have a man on now here in inning number 2, and that'll bring up Jared Smith, 216 on the year, no home runs, 7 runs driven in. So this is where maybe the bottom of the order, other than Brant Pauley, where their weakness would be. With Smith and Demkovich next, who's only hitting at .231. The pitch, chop foul.
Well, both of these guys, Smith and Demkovich, have only played 10 games this season.
Smith will step back in as he is down to no balls and 1 strike. That one is hit. Line drive, base hit into right field. That'll be the second straight hit, and heading on to third is Miss, and Smith will have a single, so back-to-back base hits now for the Grizzlies. And here's Demkovich at .231 on the year. So good start for the Grizzlies here in inning number 2.
Back-to-back innings, but now Franklin realizes they have to finish it as well. I'm sure they're not satisfied. You know, they had the bases loaded, no outs in the first inning, only come away with 1 run. So I'm sure they're out for blood, looking for more runs, and the opportunity stands in front of them.
You know, what would be a concern for me is that for Walter, he gives up base hits to 2 guys that are hitting around the 200 mark. There's
another one.
Base hit, and it's now 2-0. 3 straight hits put together by the bottom of the order now for Franklin. And just like that, 2-0.
Yeah. And it's not like Walter's walking these guys. These guys are seeing a pitch that they like and squaring it up and hitting between areas that these Earlham infielders can't get to.
Brant
Timely
Pauley.
hits.
Yeah, this guy's a 300 hitter, 303 no home runs and 12 runs driven in, so 3 straight hits.
Wow, looking at the stats for Demkovich, that's his first RBI of the season.
He'll show bunt as both the first baseman Hatfield Bradley started to charge in, heads back. He will pull back 1 ball and no strikes. Well, this is another big inning right here for Walter Talcott. The stretch time called. Pauley, left-handed hitter. Not bad for a guy hitting in the number 9 spot as he'll show a bunt again, and that pitch in there for a strike.
I think sometimes, you get a guy on the 9 hitter. Some coaches like to put one of your better hitters there because you said it right. When Jandro was at the 9th hitter, it's almost like having another leadoff hitter in the 9th spot. So that could be the case with Pauley at the 9th spot. He's an experienced hitter that you want to put in that 9th spot to get your start top of the lineup going again for him.
Smith at second, the stretch and the pitch, and this time he'll offer, throw down to second, close play, did they get him? Yes. And not even an argument from Smith. Whistle gets the put out at second base, and another big break for the Quakers.
Another big break, and it's a situation where Franklin's shooting themselves in the foot. I'm surprised that we saw him go so far with it being like you might as well steal at that point.
Yeah.
Great throw by Whistle, but back-to-back innings, where Franklin shoots themselves in the foot.
Fly ball into left center field. Coming over will be Isaiah Shank. He'll make the catch. And heading back to first is Demkovich. So 2 away, and that'll bring up now Quentin Wellington, the leadoff hitter.
You know, if Talcott gets out of this down 2-0, Earlham is real fortunate that they're not down 4 or 5 or even worse than that.
Yeah.
Because, again, back-to-back innings, you know, first inning, bases loaded, you get that double play, you know, up in the air call either way, then go your way, so double play, and now you get picked off at second by the catcher, which should never happen as a base runner. So, but again, Earlham, you have to finish the inning with limited damage.
And pitch in there for a strike. Wellington walked to lead things off, did get a stolen base, was thrown out at the plate when the bases were loaded. Quakers got a double play out of that first inning as that pitch is way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was the controversial call down at first in which Nick Wright was thrown out by the catcher whistle. The ball that bounced to first base. We thought he was safe. Here's your 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Swearingen will flip on to Danny Dopp, and that will do it for the Grizzlies. But they do pick up a run. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin on top, 2-0.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Best Western Classic of Richmond. Next time you're looking for a place to stay in the Richmond area, make sure you choose the Best Western Classic. You get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Here is Austin Hatfield. 284 on the year, 1 home run. He has driven in 18. And Clark's first pitch on the way, jammed him. Fly ball shallow center. The shortstop will go out. Claycamp will make the catch. And there's quickly 1 out here in the second. And that'll bring up Isaiah Shank. One thing about Hatfield, he's hitting well lately. I probably would like to see him maybe take a pitch or two.
Especially with it being your first time seeing them. But, you know, I'm sure Hatfield has the green light that if you see a pitch you like, go after it.
Yeah, Hatfield, by the way, over the last 4 games, hitting .375. Now, here's another guy that's hitting well, and that's Isaiah Shank. And he'll take the pitch in there for a strike. Nice breaking pitch. Isaiah is hitting .400 over the last 4 games. Is that breaking pitch in there for strike 2, or is that a little bit high? Looked like it might have been high. Yep, 1 ball, 1 strike. Going back to his numbers, he is now 6 of 15 over the last 4 games with 5 runs driven in. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we're talking about Clark getting the start today and only 9 innings of work this year. I don't know if he's been injured or what, but he's throwing well. And there's another breaking ball, swing and a miss, and 2 quick outs now for Clark and the Grizzlies, and that'll bring up Cameron Whistle. 3 strikeouts now by Clark. Cameron, 253 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 11. So Cameron will step in for the first time, and the pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, you look at the top 5 guys for the Quakers as that pitch is outside 2-0, and you look at what they've been able to do in the last 4 games. Those guys are hitting .390. They've scored 28 runs. They've driven in 17 of those runs as that pitch is outside. So it has definitely been the top of the order. Maybe the one surprise, or perhaps 2 surprises, Andrew Bradley hitting a .333 and McCabe hitting a .375 during that stretch as well. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah.
And that's why they're in the lineup today.
But I say you're going to have to earn your money today.
Yeah. Yeah, so far Clark looking really sharp early. Here's your 3-1 pitch. That's the walk in fact, the first walk for the Quakers, their first base runner. And that'll bring up Andrew McFadden. McFadden, 273 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 5. Now, let's see if the Quakers can get something going right here. As Andrew steps in, Clark set to throw, on the pitch is a called strike. Demkovich behind the plate. We did not get a chance to run down their lineup. They went through the order so fast in the first. Clark's next pitch on the way is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Namovich is down at first. Pauly at second. Claycamp at short. Wright is at third. Smith, Wellington, and Bixler from left to right in the Grizzly outfield. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball, and did that hit him, or did he call that a strike?
Oh, looked like he called it a strike.
You know, that's kind of odd that you would make that type of a motion as a home plate umpire, that he made it look like it hit him. Here's your 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and a good start for the right-hander today, Jordan Clark, as we will move now to the top of inning number 3 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down in this one, 2-0.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Back once again here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. It is game 1 of 2 here this afternoon. A run in the first inning, run in inning number 2. And as you had mentioned earlier, Gerard, things could have been much worse, but the Quakers have found a way to get out of real big-time danger in both innings, thanks to, of course, a couple of mistakes made by Franklin as well. But I think Earlham's pretty fortunate right now to be down just 2-0.
They are extremely fortunate to be down only by 2, but they need to somehow wake their offense up because Franklin, their offense is on a roll. Again, take away a couple of the mental mistakes, it could be a lot worse right now. So you only have a short amount of time to get your offense to wake up before you find yourself down way more than what you're down right now.
Drew Namovich will step up. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first inning, and Walter's pitch, check swing, looked like it was high. They will ask. He did not go around. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, sometimes on plays like that, I'm really questioning if the field umpire is really paying attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie. If that was me, I'd be, like, probably staring into space or something, or not, thinking of something else. Then just like, my first answer is like, nah, he didn't do it.
Yeah, give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Yeah, I'd be, on a nice day like today, I'd be wondering why I'm here.
Yeah, like, what am I going to do after this?
Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. Well, at least you would make the call. You wouldn't just stand there and look at the guy, right? You make some kind of call. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Just be bluntly honest with you. Here's your 2-1 pitch. Hit well but foul. And we'll go to 2-2. Now Walter again has, though he gave up 3 consecutive hits in the second inning, he is a warm weather guy, so certainly today his kind of day, but the wind is blowing out of this ballpark. It isn't, again, a ballpark that carries well, but if you're a right-handed hitter, you like the way that wind is blowing toward left field. Time called. Namovich will step back in the outfield straightaway. Here's the lay kick and the pitch, and it's low and inside. And we'll go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've had a mixture of sunshine and high cloudiness today, but temperature-wise, you can't beat it. We'll be in the mid-70s and a beautiful night once we get into the second game, as that one is hit foul. There is some, we'll find out at some point this week, about one of the other games scheduled for either Wednesday and or Thursday with Adrian. The Quakers will go to DePaul tomorrow for a non-conference game, and that Adrian game either be Wednesday or Thursday. They're trying to figure out their schedule now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got some rain out things they got to take care of. So funny that would happen in Michigan, right? Probably had to figure out the snow.
I thought Adrian was coming. Oh, for driving conditions?
Yeah, well, just for the conference season they've got to deal with. As that will be ball 4. Yeah, they got to get their conference games in. So another walk. That is the 3rd walk given up by Walter Talcott. Here is Sam Claycamp. Boy, we talked about that coming in. 18 walks. Yeah. For Walter, which is really a high number this year. 3 walks here today. That puts him over 20. The hit batter did get him back in the first, so let's see if that walk will get him here in the third. As Talcott's pitch on the way, he is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. This is Walter's senior season. Only a couple of seniors on this Earlham baseball team. Part of that championship 2 years ago. Swing and a miss.
I wonder, have you paid attention to Franklin's base runners? When they get their lead and right before Talcott squares up, every base runner has turned their lead foot towards second base and just like holds it there. Watch how he turns his foot and they all stick. Every runner stays in that position, just ready to run.
That one's hit foul. Yeah, they do that. That seems like that'd be awful hard to turn back and get to the back to the bag, right?
I guess their coach is saying, get the lead that's comfortable with you to know that you can make that turn. But they're the first team I've seen that really has every runner stay in that different position.
This time he's got that lead foot. There you go. Yeah, you're exactly right. Boy, he took off, or at least he started to take off, and he
honestly could have got there if he'd have kept going.
Pitch was outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, he sets up normal, and then when he's ready to take that next step, that's when he turns.
It's not just him; it's every base runner I've seen.
I'd be afraid that I think my momentum would always be heading the other way.
Towards that way, yeah.
Never seen anybody do that before. Break-even pitch on the way. Base hit down the left field line. Namovich will head to third as McFadden has trouble with it in the corner. That'll be a double by Claycamp. And now runners at second and third. and no outs here in the third.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 25.
First extra base hit today by Franklin.
And they really go after that gap between third and the foul territory. That's the second time we've seen the ball hit that way. I'm actually surprised he didn't send the runner at third. I thought he could have made it home, but I guess when you got no outs and runners on second and third, you can, in the meat of your lineup up right now, you trust your hitters.
Yeah, Nick Wright is next. And this guy can pound the baseballs. We mentioned 364 coming in with 17 runs driven in. He grounded out his first time up on that double play in which everyone, well, most everyone other than maybe the umpire down at first base thought he was safe. 1 ball, no strikes. Franklin trying to get on the board again here in the third. They've scored in the first 2 innings. And threatening again as Walter comes set. The pitch on the way, and he misses outside 2-0.
And again, it goes back to what we talked about. Earlham has to wake up the offense. It's not like Earlham's holding back Franklin. Franklin's been holding themselves back, but every inning they've been in position to get multiple runs in. And right now, runners on second and third with no outs.
Ground ball to the third baseman as Bradley bobbles in, and safe at first base is Nick Wright, and that'll be the first error of the ball game.
Now bases loaded with their home run hitter coming up to the plate.
Well, it looked like Bradley that time he certainly would have had plenty of time, I think, to get Nick Wright.
Yeah,
just took his eye off
and looked at the runner at third before he fielded the ball. And Franklin is not the type of team that you can afford errors and mistakes against. They will make you pay, and they're in prime position to do that now.
Yeah, and here's a guy that is just absolutely crushing the baseball as this pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes.
The only thing you got going for you with the guy at the plate is that he strikes out a lot.
Yeah.
But
and when he doesn't, he hits home runs. Yeah.
If you put the ball in the right spot, he can hit a grand slam.
Bixler did strike out in the first inning. Infield is at medium depth, and that pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
And then my question is, if you're Coach Sack, because I was about to ask, how long do you wait before you get somebody in the bullpen? Because it seems Talcott does not have it today.
Here they go. Jordan Christian.
In the third inning. I think that's the earliest we've seen them go to their bullpen this year.
Low and outside. That's ball 3.
Talcott just has not been able to get a rhythm in today's game, and Franklin is making them pay for it, and with the opportunity for a huge inning.
Well, Bixler probably taking right here at 3-0.
He better.
Yeah, I was going to say, 3 balls and a strike, and now you know that Talcott's going to have something around the plate, which it can be very dangerous here. You know Bixler's probably looking fastball.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Bixler, I'm taking this one too.
Make him throw another one, huh?
He's throwing a lot of balls today, so I personally, as a batter, I would take it. But him being a home run hitter, if you get that one down the middle, it might be hard to lay off.
The 3-1 pitch on the way, hit foul. So we'll go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. I imagine Bixler in that first game against Rose, he probably looked like he was hitting a beach ball.
I'm surprised after that second home run they kept pitching to him.
Hit foul. Good cut again by Bixler. Now Walter has been in trouble in all 3 innings now.
So if Talcott gives up a hit here and say they get 2 off of it, do you go out and talk to Talcott and stall a little bit to get Christian warmed up?
Yeah, because he just got there. I think you're going to have to give him a little more time. Here's the pitch. Hit well into left center field.
That's down.
1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Heading to second base, Bixler with a double. He drives into, and it's 4-0.
Man.
Boy, Bixler, what a couple of weeks he's having, huh?
Franklin is just teeing up on Talcott.
Second double of the inning.
Still no outs.
Alex Miz will step to the plate, the designated hitter. He singled his last time up and scored.
I think Franklin is showing why they're the reigning champs.
Yeah.
And, I'm a firm believer in, you can say based off their record, oh, they're not as good as last year. They're the reigning champs for a reason.
Yeah.
And just because their record shows it doesn't mean that their program's not good. They got a great program for baseball, and you can never count out the reigning champs until the conference tournament is over and they're not on top.
Ooh. Pitch right underneath the chin that time of Alex Miss, who falls behind at 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this might be it for Walter if he didn't get something right here. 2 innings worked now. Nothing here in the 3rd inning. There's a strike. Well, you just knew coming in the way that Franklin is hitting the baseball, they may be catching their stride at about the right time.
Yeah. And knowing that, for Earlham to have a great shot, you'd have to almost match him offensively. Another base hit. Send him.
Now they figure they're going to play base to base unless they get something big.
Well, they're doing a great job of it, so why take a chance when your entire lineup is getting those base hits?
Yeah. Second hit by Alex Miss as well.
Yeah. And obviously looking at the top 6 for Franklin, those are the hitters that, do a lot of the work for Franklin, but even the bottom half of this order is doing a great job hitting.
Yeah.
So,
well, 3 of their hits coming from number 6 on down, including this young man right here, and Smith singled to right field his last time up.
And, going back to what we were talking about with this great offense, it seemed like for Earlham to have a great shot at beating Franklin, they'd have to match him offensive-wise.
Yeah.
Or get an outstanding performance from your pitcher. But knowing what great hitting team that they are, you're going to have to get a lot of production from your offense. And as of right now, they have not. Now, obviously, there's still seven innings left in the game for Earlham to get some hits. But the way Franklin is hitting the ball right now in the first 3 innings, they can get more than 10 runs in today's game if they keep this up.
And certainly their idea is get to the bullpen.
Yes.
And then Earlham has to find some arms.
Yes. And with it being a doubleheader, you can't keep using all your arms in the first game.
2 balls, no strikes. That one hit well toward the monster, and that is gone. Home run by Jared Smith, a 3-run shot down the left field line, and it cleared the 40-foot fence rather easily.
Wow. And that is Jared Smith's first home run in the season. Yeah, here comes the coach. You have to get him out.
Wow. And by the way, there's still no outs.
Yeah. Honestly,
Demkovich is next.
You knew that was a home run as soon as it left his bat.
Well, there's a pitching change, and no doubt about it on that home run by Smith. As you said, his first of the season, and it was a no-doubter as that one cleared the monster in left field. We will take a quick timeout. Earlham going now to Richmond grad Jordan Christian coming up next. The Quakers trail at 8-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Well, we're going to go to the bullpen very early in this one as Jared Smith ends up clearing the bases with that long home run down the left field line, and it is all Franklin here in game number 1. Jordan Christian will now come in for the Quakers for Jordan, the junior out of Richmond, Indiana. He will be making his 11th appearance, 23 innings, 28 hits, 16 runs, 12 earned, 14 strikeouts, and 11 walks, an ERA of 4.70. He is 1-1 on the season. The good news is Jordan does not inherit anyone. The bad news is they're all sitting over there in the dugout because of the home run by Smith. And that, oh, by the way, all those runs will be charged to Talcott.
Yeah, so he doesn't inherit anybody on the bases, but he inherits a 8-0 deficit.
Yep, he does. And nobody out.
So,
wow. Yeah.
You know, with the way Franklin is hitting, it also makes you question how have they lost 11 games.
It must be the pitching, I guess, because
either that or the bats were not on that day, because they are smacking the ball right now.
Jordan's first pitch is low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
And, I mean, besides the one error from Bradley, you know, all their hits are in gaps.
Yeah.
You know, they're hitting the ball in spots where the fielders cannot get to them. Yeah. Case in point right there.
There's another base hit. Demkovich will make the turn. He'll be held to a single.
I mean, right now, for Franklin, they're hitting the ball so well, it honestly doesn't even matter who Earlham puts on the mound.
Yeah, it's not mattering right at the moment. Here is Brant Pauley. Pauley flew out his only time up. He's, again, a left-handed hitter. That is now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning.
8 already. And 8 runs. Make that 9.
And, well, the second baseman, Dot, gets to it, but I think he's safe, and he is.
Yeah, he beat that out. So make that 9, yeah.
There's 9.
Yeah. You see, Christian comes in, and on his first 2 or 3 pitches, he gives up 2 hits. So it really does not matter who they put on the mound.
So now runners at first and second, and here is Quentin Wellington. Wellington 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base.
And I know you talked about as he fouls that ball. I know you talked about Bixler in his last game. He was seeing a beach ball. And now it looks like all 9 hitters from Franklin are seeing beach balls right now. They are smacking them.
Yeah, and well, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still quite a ways to go till the final out of the inning. But Earlham can't mess around. And
fly ball to center. That'll be caught by the center fielder, Shake. And there's finally 1 away. But we're going to go into the second round here as Namovich will step to the plate for the second time. So 1 away.
Yeah, like Earlham can't mess around no more and try to find their offense. If they don't wake up, who knows what the final score will be.
Yeah, it may look a little bit like that game 1 of Rose-Hulman in which Franklin.
What was the final score of that one?
I'll find it for you here in a second. They had 19 hits in the game. Jordan's pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
I mean, so far in today's game, they're efficient with these hits. So 19 hits, I'm guessing at least 13 runs.
Well, let's see here. They ended up winning that contest 19-8.
Good God. 19 hits, 19 runs.
That's efficiency.
Yes.
JC's next pitch is outside, 2-0. They're not messing around when they
Oh, no, and it seems like Franklin gets off to a slow start to start the season, but it seems like they have found the right stride and they are moving forward.
By the way, Lance Marshall, he is out of Xavier in his 9th season, and of course Steve Sacka sits out of Xavier in his 9th season. Pitches in there for strikes. We have 2 head coaches. Played baseball for the Musketeers.
I wonder if they know each other.
Oh, I'm sure they do. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second, 1 away. Jordan Christian's pitch, low and inside, 3 balls and a strike. Namovich is hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first. He was walked in this inning and scored the first of now 6 runs on the board. That pitch called strike. Well, you go back to last year. I'd mentioned that Walter did not have a good outing. Grizzlies, though he did last 5 2/3 innings in that one, he only goes 2 innings here today. That one hit sharply to center field. Backing up on it is Shake. He'll make the catch. So there's 2 away. Ball hit well by Namovich, but
I mean, even the outs Franklin's getting is smacking the ball deep into the outfield.
Yeah, they're sounding really good, aren't they? Here is Sam Claycamp. Claycamp doubled here in the third, scored one of those 6. Boy, the entire Earlham bench, I would imagine, you just kind of look over there and they're stunned. I mean, they just got hit right in the mouth.
And, I mean, right now, through the first 2.5 innings, I'm actually disappointed in Earlham because, third place, Franklin comes in second place. You get the reigning champs on your home field. Opportunity to not only jump them and take second place, but make a statement that, you know what, we can also win the tournament this year. And right now you're getting embarrassed on your home field.
Yeah, they have not played well early. That pitch, a strike.
And, again, there's still 6.5 innings left in the game, so who knows, we've seen comebacks before, but they're going to have to really tighten up the pitching, and they got to wake the bats up.
And you better hope you don't give up any more. 8's a tough number to get to.
And, again, the way they're hitting right now, it doesn't seem like they're going to stop at 8. So that's where you have to tighten up your pitching. You have to tighten up the fielding. Like I said, the error Bradley made, it came back to bite him. You can't afford that. So,
by the way, there are 2 other games going on. In fact, they are complete. We'll try to get you updated on the scoreboard, but Hanover's playing at Bluffton today, and then the other big game, Transylvania at Anderson. Those are 2 doubleheaders that were rained out on Saturday as that pitch is outside. So you're talking about the number 2 and number 3 teams playing here. And then you're talking about Transy, who is at number 5, and Anderson, who's at number 2. So a lot of things are going to happen today in 3 doubleheaders. Jordan Christian, 2 balls and a strike. That pitch is outside. We'll go to 3-1. Claycamp coming in at 374. Again, we want to urge you, if you want to follow along on the live stats, go Earlham.com. Jordan gets the sign from Whistle. Here's the pitch on the way. Popped him up on the right side. First baseman is there. Hatfield in foul territory makes the catch, and that will do it. But what a long inning it was. Six runs on the board. And Franklin also picked up 6 hits during that period of time. We will head to the bottom of the third. It is all Franklin on top of this one, 8-0 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for a fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you buy or refer a customer, mention his name, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. For more information, contact Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group at 969-3400. Leading things off, Andrew McCabe in the first pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. McCabe hitting .284. No home runs. He has driven in 11. And right now, Clark has plenty of run support, and he's gotten plenty of rest. He sat there for a long time during that long top of the third. There's a base hit. So the Quakers get their first hit.
Nice way to start off the inning.
Yeah, just their second base runner. Here's Andrew Bradley. Bradley, .261, no home runs. He has driven in 4.
And one thing Earlham has to realize is that you're not going to get all 8 runs back in one at-bat. You got to take it one batter, one pitch at a time. Get timely hits. When you get runners in scoring position, bring them in. And, again, still 6 innings left in the game. You have plenty of at-bats, plenty of time. You just have to you can't hurt yourself in the field with pitching and errors, and you got to keep getting base hits. And when you get runners in scoring position, bring them in.
By the way, Bradley has earned playing time, hitting .333 over the last 4 games. And the pitch is up high, 2 balls, no strikes. So McCabe at first, Quakers again, their first base hit. They've been out hit 9-1 as Clark will come set and the pitch in there for a strike. Mentioned Clark out of Connorsville, a senior. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Hit foul. Good cut as Bradley sees the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clark will get the sign once again. Here's the pitch on the way. Good breaking ball. Got him looking.
That was a really nice breaking ball right there.
That is the now 5th strikeout for Clark. And here's Zach Swearingen.
And also when you're trailing 8-0, you can't really afford to go down looking.
Yeah.
Like, I get some guys get fooled by the breaking ball, but if you think it's anywhere close, you just have to swing at it.
Yeah, the last thing you need is to have guys standing and watching. You need base runners. That is bunted. Coming off the mound is Clark. He bobbles it, and that should be an error.
Okay. I was actually surprised to see him bunt with 1 out.
So that'll be the first error committed today by the Grizzlies. So one away, and that'll bring up Mark Jandro.
I mean, it worked out for him. Just usually, if I was going to see a bunt, I thought Bradley would have did it with no outs rather than seeing it with one, but it worked out. So let's see if Earlham could take advantage of the error.
Yeah, Mark 0 for 1. Now runners at first and second in the pitch. Good cut by Mark as he hits it foul. So now Earlham for the first time has 2 base runners on base, and for the first time has a base runner in scoring position here in the first 3 innings. And time will be called. Mark, as we mentioned, hitting well over 400 over the last 4 games. Takes a breaking ball up high. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Eight runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Franklin. The Quakers 0-1 and 1. Snap throw to first, not in time to get the runner, Zach Swearingen.
Nice job getting back right there from Swearingen. Can't afford to, again, shoot yourself in the foot with base running. We've already seen a runner for Franklin do that. But when you're trailing as much as they are, you can't help the Franklin out team in any way.
Yeah, you got to be real careful of that first baseman sneaking behind you. Three balls and 1 strike. Clark will get the sign. Here's the pitch. Hit foul down the right side. We'll go to 3-2. Well, as you said before, you can only do it 1 run at a time. But boy, you got a lot of hill to climb here,
but you just have to realize that you're not going to get it all back in 1 at bat.
Yeah.
And on the safe side, you're probably not going to get it all back in 1 inning. So, like I said, 1 at bat, and 1 pitch at a time.
Well,
that's how you have to look at it.
Well, there's 2 away as Jandro will strike out. Here's Danny Dopp. So now you're looking at Clark. He has struck out 2 in every inning, so he has 6 strikeouts already. Danny Dopp was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So Clark looking really sharp early as that pitch, and then they throws it into center field. Demkovich, for some reason, threw it to second base, and so that'll be a throwing error. Runners will advance now to second and third. And the second error of the inning now by the Grizzlies.
Well, now you got runners on second and third. If you're Dopp, got to get a base hit right here to get some runs across the board, give your team a little confidence. And I'm actually surprised that the center fielder Wellington tried to go to third. When I saw Swearingen take off, I thought he tried to get him at second.
Yeah. So Demkovich with the error, and now Danny Dopp in front of the count at 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking pitch in there. That's that 12-6 breaking ball.
He's got a nice one. That is a nice breaking pitch right there.
Count is even at 1-1. And if there's anybody that's swinging the bat really well right now, it's this guy right here. Chance to maybe drive in a couple of runs. Pitches outside, 2 balls and a strike. And we'd mentioned Clark coming in with only 9 2/3 innings. But even in those 9 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, opposing teams only hitting 189 against him. That pitch is outside, 3-1, so the numbers may be small, but they've been effective during that short period of time.
And if you're Dopp, unless you get one that you really love, I don't know if I'd swing right here. Well,
it went upstairs. That'll be ball 4. So So now the Quakers have the bases loaded, thanks again to the 2 errors in the inning and now the walk, and that'll bring up Austin Hatfield.
Now, let's see if Earlham can make them pay for it. We've said it all year. Walks and errors come back to bite you, and if you're Earlham, no better person you want at the plate right now. Your power hitter, he's hit well the last few games, and bases loaded. Great opportunity to get some runs on the board and climb back into this ball game.
Yeah, and Austin, by the way, swung at the first pitch he saw back in the second inning, got the quick out in inning number 2.
Now, as the hitter, be smart. You know the pitcher's thrown quite a few balls, so.
There's that breaking pitch. Yeah, he's thrown that well, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Well, how big is this for Earlham? Got to get something on the board right here. Clark's next pitch on the way, caught the outside corner, and he's quickly headed 0-2.
And if I'm Hatfield, I'd anticipate the breaking ball again. He's thrown it back-to-back times for strikes, and that's the pitch that's been working for him. So that would be on my mind, is anticipating the pitch coming up.
Well, he got him with a fastball. Wow.
Man.
We will head to the top of inning number 4. The Quakers leave the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 8-0.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
A beautiful day here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. The Quakers, though, have some work to do to get back into this one as they trail at 8-0. And, well, you look back now at that 3rd. We'll put a little asterisk next to that inning, and we put an asterisk next to inning number 3 for Franklin to the 6 runs. But, boy, you leave the bases loaded. You really wanted, you had to almost get a run right there, right?
Yeah. I mean, you wanted to get a run, get some confidence for your squad. That, depending on what kind of hit, if you brought in 2, you get some momentum. You're right back in this game. You're down 6 with 5 innings to go. I think what made that look so much worse was that it was 3 pitches, 3 strikes, all of them looking.
Yeah. Well, you're going to take us through the next 3 and try to get us some runs.
Well, a foul ball from the 3rd baseman, Nick Wright, number 25, as he steps up to the plate. In his last at-bat, he actually reached on base by way of error. It's an 0-1 count. Christian's pitch is low for ball 1, so now that evens up the count 1-1. We will see how Earlham responds after the big inning they gave up in the 3rd. That pitch is in there for strike 2.
Well, they had good movement.
Yeah, really great movement.
Well, this is where Jordan now will have to just get a hold here.
Yes.
And give up nothing more, and then maybe those bats will get rolling. So
if you're Earlham, you really can't afford to keep digging in that hole. It's already big enough, but the more you add to it, the tougher it's going to be. Small grounder hit to Bradley at 3rd, and he will throw across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Nice play from Bradley right there. Gets the first out of the inning. And then that will bring up the right fielder, number 5, Ryan Bixler.
When you were talking a little bit ago about taking it one inning at a time, really one at bat at a time, that's hard to do.
It is hard to do, but I think if you think about it,
It's all
only
he can
thing
do.
you can do because, you're not going to – there's no at-bat that, okay, if you hit this home run or if you hit this base hit, we'll give you 9 runs on the board right now. Bixler shows bunt, pulls back. That's in there for a strike anyway. You're not going to get all the runs back on, one at-bat. So, as hard as it is to do, you honestly have to play without looking at the scoreboard. And it's not just baseball. They say that in basketball. They say that in football. Every sport, if you're down big, you play without looking at the scoreboard. Because if you keep looking at the scoreboard, that's the more pressure you're going to get at the plate that, okay, I want to hit a home run to get our team on the board, or trying to make big extra plays when, just regular baseball can get you right back in this game. The pitch is there for strike 3. Bixler goes down on 3 straight pitches for the second out of the inning. And great start for Christian on the mound for this inning and the team. Now that'll bring up the designated hitter number 27, Alex Miss.
Yeah, and when you look at what Jordan was able to do when he came in, he did give up those couple of base hits to the bottom of the order, but then was able to get the top of the order out.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3. So,
and again, if you get solid pitching and solid defensive play for the rest of the game, and you start waking your bats up, who knows what happened? We saw Franklin. He did hit a 3-run home run. It was a good hit, but Franklin's been scoring by playing smart baseball.
Yeah.
They've been getting base hits. And then when you get runners in scoring position, they've been capitalizing off of them. And that's what Earlham's going to have to do in order to get back into this ball game. Christian's pitch is high. So that'll make the count 3-0. Christian gets on the board in the strike column, so now that'll be 3-1. There are 2 outs in the inning. Again, Alex Miss is at the plate for Franklin. Christian's pitch is too far inside for ball 4. So Miss will be on first by way of walk, and that will bring up number 23, the left fielder, Gerard Smith. Jared Smith.
Let me give you a couple of updates right here. Hanover beat Bluffton in that first game today, 5-2. And Anderson beat Transylvania in their first game today, 4-3.
This series is important for both teams. Christian's pitch is in there for a strike, so 0-1 count. But this series is important for both teams.
So Hanover trying to spoil some people's playoff chances. They're 3-6.
They take, the top 6?
Top 6, yep.
Grounder hit to the second baseman, Dopp, and he will toss it to Swearingen for the final out of the inning. So no runs, no hits for Franklin. And we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Earlham trails 8-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We will be right back.
Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was almost too easy. How about Tony's Car Sales in Richmond? Hi, this is Troy Narangowski. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's, and I couldn't have been happier with their service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked me through the entire process. Hey, if you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West. For more information, give them a call at 962-5665 or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Earlham College baseball. Earlham trails 8-0 going into the bottom of the fourth. Jordan Clark still on the mound for Franklin, and the way he's pitching doesn't seem like he's going to come out anytime soon.
No, they'll probably ride him as long as they possibly can. As you mentioned earlier, the one thing you hate to do in the first game is use a lot of guys out of your bullpen because you're going to need them in game 2.
So, leading off the inning for the Quakers, center fielder number 33, Isaiah Shake.
By the way, updated standings right now. Bluffton, Transy now are both at 5-6. Anderson goes to 7-4 with their win. Transy, again, with that loss, they fall the game under 500 in the conference. So now you're looking, if Franklin wins this, they'll be, again, still tied with Anderson at 7-4 and still tied for second place, and the Quakers will be no worse than third, even with the loss. Weird how this works out, isn't it?
It is weird. It's a 2-0 count for Isaiah Shake. I think if you're Earlham, goal is to get into the conference tournament.
Yeah.
That's the big goal. Now, looking at the standings, just as today, unless an epic collapse happens, it looks like Rose-Hulman is going to host it.
Yeah.
But your best bet, like I said, big team goals to make the tournament, but you want to go into the tournament playing well.
Yeah.
And again, you're getting your first look at Franklin, a team who I'm willing to bet money will make the tournament. And, in order to get that conference tournament, you're going to have to go to these teams. Isaiah Shake goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up the catcher, number 36, Cameron Whistle.
That is now 8 strikeouts in only 3 1/3 innings.
Well, right now, Earlham can't seem to figure out a way to hit off this guy. That ball high for ball 1.
By the way, those games, the Hanover, Bluffton, Transylvania, Anderson, they are doubleheaders as well.
Whistle hits one high in the foul territory, and it goes out of play. So now that evens the count 1-1.
I'm going to get you an update and see if the other games are underway. Bottom of the fourth, Transylvania leading Anderson 3-2. Bottom of the third in that second game, Hanover leading Bluffton 2-0.
That ball way outside. Ball 2, 2-1 count.
How'd you like to have sat through this game, a softball game? Bluffton won at Rose-Hulman 23-0. Ouch.
Unfortunately, I've experienced games like that. It was boring.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Not good at all. 23-0.
At home.
At home. Yeah, I've sat through some games like that. Whistle draws the walk. So he gets on base, and that will bring up the left fielder, number 16, Andrew McFadden.
Andrew, one of the 8 strikeout victims back in the second inning.
Only one down in the inning. But the big thing for Earlham, again, you have to capitalize when you get runners on base. He swings at the first pitch. It is hit high to the shortstop. And Clay Camp will make the grab for the second out of the inning. And then the designated hitter, number 5, Cameron McCabe, standing at the plate for the Quakers, trying to move Cameron Whistle over, try to get a base hit, get on himself. Clark's pitch, swing and a miss. So 0-1 count for McCabe. That pitch is high, evens the count at 1-1. McCabe hits a grounder to the second baseman, and his throw to first is in time for the final out of the inning. Nice play from Pauly. So that will end the inning. Going into the top of the fifth, Earlham still trails 8-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We are in the top of the fifth inning. Earlham trails 8-0. Franklin scored all 8 of their runs in the first 3 innings, with 6 coming in the third inning. And Christian on the mound for the Quakers. He came in the third inning. And he's pitched pretty well since he stepped in.
Yeah, he has. He's gotten the hold so far. Gave up the 1 walk. Gave up the 2 hits when he first came in. We thought maybe that was going to be another, part of that big inning, but he has really settled down and has pitched well.
The catcher, number 43, Logan Demkovich, at the plate now for Franklin. And if you remember in his last at-bat, he went yard over the left field fence.
That was Smith.
That was Smith?
Yeah.
I thought it was Demkovich.
Demkovich got the base hit. It was Smith who got the home run, though. Yeah.
Nah, because Demkovich bats after Smith.
Yeah, it was Smith right there, right? 23.
Oh, they said 43. But, nah.
Somebody got one.
Yeah, somebody got one.
You talk about the play of Jordan Christian, a guy who's not going to strike out a ton of guys, has never been known as a strikeout pitcher even when he was in high school. He generally was a starting pitcher in high school, especially his senior year.
Demkovich hits one high in the right field, and Jandro will make the grab for the first out of the inning. So it seems like Jandro, the right field, is now a permanent spot.
Yeah, I think they like him there because he plays well there. They get his bat back in the lineup, and you don't lose, the Danny Dopp, who's now at second base. If Hatfield continues to play well at first base, they like Bradley down at third. Swearingen, I think, has settled in until we see what the whole injury situation will eventually be like for the Quakers. Will they get one of their better players back?
Mm-hmm. Second baseman, number 6, Brant Pauly, at the plate for Franklin. But it's also nice to have guys like that. Jandro's been a second baseman, played well last year, comes back, and, they moved him around a little bit. But, he's a guy, he's a team guy, not an eye guy, and he quickly moved over to right field when Coach Sackositz asked him to do it, and always love to coach those kind of players. 1-1 count for Pauly with 1 out in the inning. Infield playing back. Outfield is even. And that ball is in there for strike 2. 1-2 count. See if Christian can finish off Pauly. His pitch is far inside, nearly hits him. Pauly has to move out the way, so that'll even at the count 2-2. 2-2 count for Pauly. Christian's pitch is a swing. Bounces off Christian's glove. Nice recovery from Dopp, and the throw to first is in time for the second out of the inning. That was a nice recovery play from Danny Dopp once it bounced off Christian's glove. And he beats, and Pauly does not beat the throw to first.
You know, most infielders would probably just tell you, leave it alone, I got it. But it's always that reaction. You want to reach out and make the play.
Yeah.
So that would have been a tough play. A good job by Danny Dopp.
Yeah, nice job by Danny Dopp. So 2 outs in the inning. Heading back to the top of the order, the center fielder, number 1, Quentin Wellington. He hits a grounder to Swearingen at short. And the throw to first is in time for the final out of the inning. So a quick inning for the Quakers. No hits, no runs for Franklin. We headed to the bottom of the 5th. Earlham still trails 8-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 Southeast Street in Richmond.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, you are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive, and so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium, Earlham College Baseball. We are in the bottom of the 5th. Third baseman number 30, Andrew Bradley, leading off the inning for the Quakers. Jordan Clark still on the mound for Franklin. Quick 2 strikes for Bradley, 0-2 count. And Clark's pitch is in there for strike 3. So another strikeout for Clark. And that will bring up the shortstop, top of the order for Earlham, number 39, Zach Swearingen. And what is that, 9 strikeouts for Clark?
I'm going to have to apologize to him after the game. Man, I didn't doubt his abilities, but you thought first game of a big series like this, and again, only 9 2/3 innings. I'm assuming, and I'm only going to do that because I'm guessing maybe he had some injuries early or something.
I'm thinking the way he's pitching, it doesn't make sense that he's only pitched 9 innings. That ball is in there for a strike to even up the count 1-1. A little low for ball 2. 2-1 count for Swearingen. And I'm curious to know from Franklin because, you look at their roster. They have as we see, a base hit from Swearingen back up the middle. Just nearly misses Clark. So Swearingen will be on base with the base hit. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 1, Mark Jandro. You look at their roster. They have more than about 40, 45 guys on their team. But then you look at their dugout, they maybe brought 30, if that.
Yeah, they need them all.
Yeah. Usually you see a team travel full pack, but that ball is high. 1-0 count for Jandro.
I don't know if I wouldn't take any of these guys out. The way they've been hitting, they wouldn't sit down at all.
Even that, you see a team bring everybody, but Not in Franklin's case, but I guess they say, you know what, if you don't play,
Yeah.
you know what, stay home, do some homework or something. So 1-0 count for Jandro. Clark's pitch home is in there for strike one. There is only one out in the inning. And a runner on first base. Clark's pitch is high. 2-1 count.
By the way, give me an idea that Walter had struggled against this team in his 2 outings, 7 2/3 innings. He'd given up 15 hits, 16 runs, 13 earned, and just 2 strikeouts.
Wow. Jandro hits one high, and it ends up bouncing off the ground. I think the catcher, Dimkovich, lost it in the sun.
Well, he turned, and once he turned, generally what you have to do is you if you can't locate it, you find your pitcher, and he'll tell you where it is.
Yeah.
But he looked at Clark, didn't tell him where it was, so he, by the time he even made the turn to go back to his left, it was too late.
So right there, Jandro catches a break right there. So we'll see if he can make him pay for that. It's a 2-2 count.
I give the third baseman a right. I mean, he really tried to come in and make that play.
Yeah. And Jandro goes down looking, or if you want to call that a swing, I couldn't tell. It looks like maybe try to throw it out there.
Yeah.
But either way, he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and Clark reaches double-digit strikeouts.
Yep, 10 strikeouts.
And that brings up the second baseman, number 7, Danny Dopp. And, I got to tell you, Clark is just dealing up there.
Yeah, he is. That's a rare pitch right there.
He throws it way high for ball one, but he's had control of that breaking ball all game. Looks like that one just got away from him.
If you really look at Franklin, if they get a guy like Clark to pitch this well, and you think about them in the tournament, I mean, they will be tough. That's the one thing about it. I think it's just been their pitching.
Like I said before, once the conference tournament is over, and if Franklin's not on top, that's when you knock them off. They are the reigning champs for a reason. This is a good program. Swing and a miss from Dopp, so a 1-2 count, and it looks like Franklin has found their stride, and they're moving forward, and they're the hot team right now. Swearingen will take second, and the tag is not in time, so Swearingen steals second base, and that ball was high for Dobbs, so 2-2 count.
Kind of a gutsy call right there, down 8-0. You're going to go ahead and run, and
I guess you're trying to get as many runners in scoring position as possible.
Yes, you better do something.
But we'll see if Dopp can bring him in. Clark's pitch is fouled off. Going back to that stolen base, Earlham has not been able to steal as many bases as Coach Sakrasitz would have liked to this year so far. He's an aggressive caller.
Yeah, and if you're not hitting, you're not getting guys on base, you're not stealing bases.
And Dobb hits it back up the middle. It gets by the shortstop, Claycamp. Swearingen will come around third, and he will be the first run of the game for Earlham. Earlham gets on the board. Nice play by Danny Dopp. And I think that's why he had him steal second.
Yeah, it looks like a great call right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a very great call. Earlham gets on the board. They now trail 8-1, and that will bring up the first baseman, number 17, Austin Hatfield.
Well, Danny Dopp continues to swing a hot bat, as we said, coming in. He hit 500 over the last 4 games.
Well, he's been by far Earlham's most consistent hitter.
Yeah.
He leads the team now with that being his 24th RBI of the season.
Yep.
And, he's done a great job this year with hitting. That ball is high, so a 2-0 count for Hatfield.
All right, there's your first run, so now you're You got one on the board.
Yep, you got one on the board. And sometimes as a team, you just need to see that one and maybe get going a little bit. Hatfield hits it. Claycamp will grab it and touch second for the final out of the inning. But Earlham does get one run off of 2 hits. So we head into the top of the 6th. Earlham trails 8-1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. A reminder, each day of the week you can get a 6-inch sub, a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Sunday, the meatball marinara. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Back to you.
Well, first baseman Drew Nomnovich will step up for Franklin. Christian still on the mound. And his pitch home will be in there for strike 1. 0-1 count for Nomnovich.
Nomnovich so far, a couple of runs scored. He's been on base 2 out of his 3 times.
He's been hit and he's been walked. Still looking for that first hit. That ball is inside for ball 1. But again, like we said earlier, Franklin's a really great hitting team, so they're not going to help the pitcher out by swinging at a lot of out-of-the-zone pitches.
Yeah.
They look for theirs. And they said he did go, so that'll be a 1-2 count. And, again, that makes Franklin a very disciplined team, and I think we've seen that so far today.
Yeah, and he's really crowding the plate, too.
Yeah, he really crowds that plate. That inside pitch is tough to land. And he hits a grounder to Swearingen at short. He makes the play for the first out of the inning. Nice play from Swearingen. And, ever since that 3rd inning, Earlham's defense has really bunkered down, and it's good to see that. Really great to see that. Now you just got to get your offense moving a little bit. You got that 1 run, but clearly you need more than that.
And you look at the way Jordan gave up the 2 hits at the bottom of the order, and since then he's given up just the 1 walk.
Yeah, and, we talked about when he came in and gave up those 2 hits, Franklin was just on fire, but he really settled down, and he's been working ever since. And shortstop number 7, Sam Claycamp, at the plate for Franklin. He takes ball 1. Christian's pitch is fouled off for a strike 1. Their coach made the grab off the wall, so the team was celebrating that. So a 1-1 count for Claycamp. Christian's pitch is hit down the right field line. It is in play, so Claycamp will round first. He will go to second.
He's going to stretch it.
They're going to stretch it. Oh.
Well,
now he goes. He goes. And the tag is.
Yep,
wow.
He dropped it.
So it turns out the throw was in time, but Bradley dropped the ball, and that allowed Claycamp to reach by way You say that was a double?
I would say that I think you're going to give him a triple.
I was honestly surprised he stopped.
Yeah. When I saw him look at third base, I thought he was going to go.
I thought he was too because the ball was not out of Jandro's hands. So I'm thinking from the corner in right field to third base, that's a long throw, and he only has to go 90 feet. So I thought he was going to have him go, but he stopped for him, and the thing went again. So.
And now the infield is in.
Third baseman number 25, Nick Wright, at the plate, and runner at third.
Well, I'm only assuming his third base coach told him to hold up, and by the time he made that big turn, he changed his mind and figured what the heck.
It worked out for him.
Yeah.
He fouls that off for strike one, 1-1 count. I mean, the throw was there in time.
Yeah.
Like
I think on the slide, he just ended up dropping it.
Yeah, it bounced out his glove. So it's a 1-1 count for Wright. There's one out in the inning. That ball is low. Nice stop from Whistle. So a 2-1 count.
By the way, Franklin now with 10 hits. How many extra base hits are we looking at here?
At least 4.
There's 1, 2, 3. Yep, you're right, 4. They've hit 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run.
Christian's pitch is in there for strike 2, 2-2 count. And I tell you what, if you're Christian, this is a big strikeout right here if you can get it.
By the way, those 4 extra base hits, that's not a big deal to them because they average 4 extra base hits per game.
Wow.
So.
Well, they've met the quota today.
They have.
And that ball is high, so full count now for Wright. And remember, we're still in the 6th inning, so the way they're hitting the ball, it might be more than 4.
They haven't met their quota of runs per game, though, yet.
What is their quota for that?
Well, in the last last 4, it's been 13.
Wow. They draw the walk. Nick Wright draws a walk, and that may not be a bad thing for the Quakers if you can get the grounder for a double play. But number 5, the right fielder, Ryan Bixler, is now at the plate.
Since you're asking, I'm going to find it for you.
So Dopp and Swearingen, second and shortstop, move back into double play depth. Bradley is still playing infield, or playing in. Hatfield is holding right at first. And Bixler fouls that off for strike 1, 0-1 count.
Oh, they're close. 8.7 runs per game, so we're only 0.7 away.
Yeah. Well, think about it. The 9th is only 90 feet away.
But they haven't met it yet.
Not yet. And that will be strike 2 for Bixler. Nice pitch from Christian. So 0-2. Let's see if he can get the strikeout or have Bixler hit a ground ball. Whistle will come out and make this infield signal.
By the way, they have not met their quota of hits yet either. It's 10.6 per game. So they're a little off their mark today.
Right now, yeah. And that did it. Bixler hits it between third and short. That will bring in Clay Camp. Well,
they met their quota, by the way.
Yeah, they met their quota. So now 1 out still in the inning. Runners on first and second. Franklin pushes their lead back to 8, 9-1. And that will bring up number 27, the designated hitter, Alex Miss.
He's been on base all 3 times, couple of base hits, couple of runs scored.
Franklin's they've been on their cues today.
Yep. They're going to pitch him inside here. Well, they thought they were. That was right over the plate.
And honestly surprised he didn't swing at that.
Yeah, that was a great pitch to
hit.
hit.
But 0-1 count for Miss.
Well, you could see Whistle move to the inside. Boy, you just hate to. If you're Jordan Christian, he got away with that one.
Yeah. I also think that's also the tough part of pitching inside is he hits that out of play for strike 2. I think that's the really tough part about pitching inside to a hitter is you really have to hit that spot because if you miss it just by a little bit, that's a down-the-middle pitch that hitters fiend to hit.
Yeah, like Smith did back in the 3rd.
Yeah. You know, you can't give these hitters too many pitches like that or we'll see more than just one home run. Christian's pitch home. And timeout was called from Miz.
He might have smelled that barbecue or whatever's going on over here, huh?
Is it barbecue?
It's somebody's making something. You see the smoke coming through every once in a while?
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, you know. Parents come and they grill for the players.
Yeah. You and I were talking about that before the game. How do they come back and play in game 2?
Yeah, because it's not like they just getting maybe one hot dog or something. They be getting some food over there. And I could not play a game after that. Because they get like a few sides and a drink.
They do.
Yeah. Sure. One day I'm going to make a deal with some of these parents. Like, hey, can I get in on that?
I bet if you went down, you probably could get something.
Honestly, I just need me an Earlham shirt real quick.
Go take one of those over there and go down.
I could probably honestly get away with that. Still a 0-2 count for Miz. And ends up fouling that off, and it goes by whistle to stay alive in the at-bat. That was a really nice off-speed pitch from Christian. He had Miz leaning out front, but it just barely tipped the bat, and he remains alive.
Well, this is really, when you look at it, only the second time through for most of these hitters. They had to readjust after watching Walter throw, who's a much harder thrower than what you'll see Jordan Christian throw. So
yeah, Christian is definitely more of an off-speed kind of guy.
Yeah, he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that he really wants to put it in play.
The pitch is outside for ball 1, so 1-2 count.
You know, I still know somebody down there doesn't miss that meal in between the games. He's always down there at the food line.
You know what? He's a smart man.
Just go right behind him. He'll lead the way.
Hey, can't blame the man. That's smart. Christian's pitch is fouled off once again by Miz. He is really making Christian work at this at-bat.
I'm actually surprised he's here today.
Yeah, I'm only used to seeing him on the weekends. I haven't really seen him on weekdays.
Look at him working.
Yeah, he's real focused.
Need a tour to come through here and watch him.
And what's funny is he keeps pointing that finger. Christian's pitch is fouled off, and it pops out of Whistle's glove, so Miz stays alive once again. I tell you what, this is a great at-bat for Miz.
It is.
Yeah, he's really working Christian's pitch count right now.
Yeah, that one he fouled off that Whistle couldn't grab, and now this
one pops out the glove. Now, let's see if after what should have been strike 3, if the table is turned and he gets a hit right here. Right takes off, and he fouls it out of play once again.
Well, that at bat even becomes a little bit better, doesn't it? You think about why it becomes a good at bat, because now you're going to see another pitch. I'm not sure how many different pitches Jordan has, but he might have maybe the top 3.
Well, I mean, it raises his pitch count. I'd say he's probably thrown at least 9 pitches in this at bat.
Yeah, and you see them all now.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be surprised if he throws you something at 1 and 2. You ought to know you've seen it already.
Let's see if they have right takeoff again. They do not. And he fouls it off again.
Well, he knows he just missed it, too.
Yeah.
How many do you really see go straight back? That generally tells you they were just a little bit under it.
Also, I think so far this season, he may have set the record for most foul balls in the at-bats.
Yeah, we got guys chasing those everywhere.
Yeah. And honestly, this kind of at-bat would frustrate me as a pitcher.
Wow.
Like, stop fouling it off. Miss it.
Yeah, how am I going to get this guy out?
Yeah. The pickoff at second, there was nobody there, so Christian will hold it.
So that may have been more for Jordan, knowing that he took off last time. Got a really good jump down at second base.
Yeah.
They are, by the way, speaking of Franklin, they shouldn't be. They're not satisfied with the 9 runs. They're going to really try to put it to them if they can.
Christian's pitch is high for ball 2, so a 2-2 count now. And this has been one long at bat.
You know, I'm hearing some conspiracy theories going on in here. That the guy at second base is tipping off the hitter what pitch is coming. Do you hear that?
Hey, that's smart. I do the same thing.
He's tipping the hat out there. Must be he knows what the pitch is.
And he hits one high to center field. Isaiah Shake back on it, and he will make the grab for the second out of the inning. And the long at-bat is over.
It is.
I think that took at least, about 12 pitches?
It was,
at least, something like that.
Yeah, new supply of baseballs. Yeah.
They had to resupply a few times, but that is the second out of the inning. And that will bring up left fielder number 23, Gerard Smith. You say Gerard or Jared?
Yeah, you can take either one you want.
On it,
when the way he hit that home run, we'll call him Mister.
Yeah.
Wonder how many guys down at second base can tip off the hitter. I'd be so concentrated on the pitch, I never watched the guy at second base giving signs to tell me what the pitch was.
Honestly, that is a good point. And it gets by whistle, and
somebody's going to get caught up here.
And the pickle is successful, and they get the runner at first for the final out of the inning. Wow. That was weird. And that will end the top of the 6th. 1 run for Franklin, and we will head to the bottom of the 6th. Earlham trails 9-1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We will be right back.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and, of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Welcome back to Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Earlham trails 9-1. Isaiah Shake will step up to the plate for the Quakers.
But if everybody's wondering, you're ordering food, so that's...
at least, they feed us while we're up here. So.
That's right.
Ball 1 for Isaiah Shake.
That's line to the shortstop.
Line to the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Here's Whistle.
He's putting on his gear real quick before he steps up to the plate.
You must be ordering a lot there, huh?
I'm just making sure what they got.
Whistle, by the way, has walked twice. I'll take care of this till you're done. How's that sound?
I'm almost done.
Pitch to whistle is high for
Appreciate
a ball.
it.
What'd you get, by the way?
Got a wrap.
There you go.
Yeah. Which I probably won't eat till later, but
that's okay.
Big game coming up. That pitch is outside. 2-0 count for whistle. And still no sign that I lied. I was about to say still no sign that Clark will come out anytime soon, but I'm not saying he's coming out right now because there's not nobody warming up in the bullpen, but somebody's on their way to warm up in the bullpen.
Well, he may have been a day with him in his limited amount of innings. Could have been on a pitch count today.
Could have.
He's, I would imagine, getting close to that here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's possible, but the production they've gotten from him has been tremendous.
But if he's coming in again, we don't know if he had an injury. They're going to be very careful, knowing that they could certainly use him down the stretch in the tournament. So they're going to be pretty careful just to make sure he's okay. But their bullpen's not ready yet.
Yeah, and again, like I said, we don't know the story. I mean, based on what it looks, I mean, he's only pitched 9.2 innings, and the way he's pitched today, it makes you wonder if it really was an injury. That pitch is high, 3-0 count for whistle.
And generally when you tell a guy's getting tired, if he is getting tired, is those pitches will be high out of the strike zone. Release point is a little bit too much as that one misses low and outside.
So he gets on base by way of walk. That'll bring up number 16, the left fielder, Andrew McFadden.
By the way, if you were scoring that last out of Smith, it went 2-3, 4-3, 2-3, 4-3 on Smith in that last out of the 6th inning. But Smith was reached on the fielder's choice. It was Bixler who ended up getting picked off.
Oh, 1 count for McFadden after he takes that strike. Hey, you see that breaking ball in there for strike 2. He has so much control over that curve. It is honestly filthy.
Yeah, he has thrown that extremely well.
And McFadden will foul that off out of play. So he will stay alive. Still a 0-2 count.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the Jordan Clark 9 2/3 innings, he gets 6 today. I would be, if I were their pitching coach, I'd be very happy with getting 6 innings.
But, I mean, even look at this. In 9.2 innings, in his 3 appearances in 3 games, as we see McFadden hit that to right at second in the turn, the first. Not in time. McFadden beats out that throw, but Whistle will be out at second for the second out of the inning. And number 5, designated hitter Cameron McCabe will step up to the plate for the Quakers. But going back to Clark, he's only appeared in 3 games. Started all 3 games, but with only 9 innings pitched, he still has 18 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So, still averaging 2 strikeouts per inning, and he gets another, what has he got, 10,
He's
11?
got 10 today,
He gets another 10, so.
Yeah, his strikeout per 9 innings.
He's a strikeout machine.
Yeah, his strikeout per 9 innings is crazy.
Mm-hmm. His opponent's batting average with him on the mound is .189.
Yeah.
And he's giving up
and that
4
number is going to go down today, too.
Yes. 18 strikeouts with 8 walks coming into today, but he's only walked maybe, 3-4 batters?
Well, let me add those up for you here real quick. We can give you a quick check of his numbers right now. He has walked his 10 strikeouts, 4 walks, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned.
And McCabe takes a strike, so a 2-1 count, but. And what is Clark? Is he a freshman?
He's a senior.
Oh, wow.
He is out of Connorsville. I see his basketball coaches here.
Cabe hits one deep in the center field. Wellington back on it, and he will make the grab for the final out of the inning. So 6 innings now in the books. No runs for the Quakers. And we head into the top of the 7th. Earlham trails 9-1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, and we will be right back.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
By the way, one change in the Earlham lineup. Alec Bryan will take over in left field. That is left field. And we will head to the top of inning number 7. Demkovich will step to the plate unless we see any other changes. Here is this Smith. This will be Smith. So it'll be Smith, Demkovich, and Polly due up here in the 7th. Smith hit that towering 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. A ball that might still be carrying as hard as it was hit over the fence in left, as he got every bit of it. Pitch that was out over the plate. As that pitch in there for a strike. He struck out in the 4th inning. His last time up, as he'll be facing Jordan Christian again. Ground ball up the middle. Swearingen will scoop his throw to first in time, and there's one away. Second game today will be about a 30-minute break between Game 1 and Game 2. Demkovich 2 for 3 today. Couple of base hits in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Flew out to right field his last time up. By the way, we're not sure who will throw in Game 2. It certainly would think the best pitcher you have right now in terms of numbers this year is Joey Gerbis, as that pitch is low and outside. Gerbis, though, did not fare well last year against Franklin in that second game. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Took something off that one. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Quakers again will be back in action tomorrow. They will play a non-conference game. Of course, if we'd have played this Saturday, it wouldn't have been as unusual to play again on Tuesday, as that one is fouled away. But they will travel to DePaul. That is a 4:30 start time. That is a single game. And then we'll let you know more about the Adrian matchup, whether that one will be Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And then the Quakers will play their final home doubleheader. This one is launched into right field, and picking up at the last moment is Jandro to make the catch, and there's 2 away. And here's Brant Pauly. Pauly so far today 1 for 3, did single in that 3rd inning. Because, again, we'll see Anderson coming here on Saturday the 27th. That's a doubleheader beginning at 1, and that will, again, be another big 2 games.
It's going to be huge. And
now the Quakers are just hoping they can get, if they don't win this one here, get the split here today.
That's your best bet, because if you lose both games, I think you'll still be in third place, but the fourth place team will be, a half game or a game just behind. So your best bet is to get this split if Franklin holds on to win this game.
We'll get you an update. In fact, we might even have an update of those other games. They were 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock start times today, so they got an early start. Ground ball toward the first baseman on 1 hop, and Hatfield steps on the bag. And we will move now to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It is Franklin 9, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sport.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
Well, the starter Clark is done for the day. We'll give you his final numbers coming up in just a couple of moments. The new pitcher wearing number 40 is Ben Sprinkle. He is out of Franklin Central, a transfer from Kentucky Wesleyan, a 6-footer, 200 pounds, a senior. Will come in here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Go ahead and give you his numbers on the season, as good day on the afternoon for the starter, Jordan Clark, and we'll run his numbers down here in just a moment as well. So, in fact, why don't we do that right now? The final tally for Clark, 6 innings. He goes those 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 10 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So the number 9 hitter now for the Quakers, they will make a change. We'll see Corey Peters step in, and he'll take the first pitch for a strike. So Peters now hitting in the number 9 hole. And that pitch low and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So now both teams going to their bench here in the 7th inning. Sprinkle with a pitch and a breaking ball in there for a strike.
And as we see, Coach Sackers is letting some of the players who don't normally see a lot of action get some chance to see what they got.
Ground ball to the first baseman as Namovich will step on the bag. There's one away. And that'll bring up now the leadoff hitter, Zach Swearingen.
The shortstop, number 39, Swearingen.
Well, so let's just say Franklin holds on to win 9-1 or whatever the score is. I think the beauty about today is there's still another game.
Mm-hmm.
Get another chance to, come back from the performance that has been showed in game 1.
Here's a fly ball into right field. Bixler going back on it will make the catch, and 2 away.
But if you're Coach Sackles, what's the message to your team, with it being such a big game, and then you come out and get outplayed by Franklin?
Well, I think, like you said, you're just going to have to come back and get the split now.
Yeah, of course.
And get off to a good start, I think, is the other thing. They cannot fall behind in Game 2 like they did here today. And it really, as you said earlier, could have been worse when you look at what Franklin did in those first 2 innings. It could have been a much different ball game because they had 3 guys on in that first inning before they eventually ran themselves out of the inning as that pitch is low and outside. And then they came back, got 3 straight hits to begin the second inning, ended up only scoring 1 in that inning. So 9-1 is probably conservative numbers. That is a ground ball to right. He'll toss to first, and that'll do it for the Quakers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Quick inning. We'll head to the top of the 8th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 9-1.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Quakers will make a change at third base. We will see Devin Baisley, the freshman out of Allen Park, Michigan. So he will take over again at third base. Jordan Christian back in for another inning of work. Jordan so far giving up just 1 run since he's been in relief here this afternoon in game number 1. Again, we remind you game number 2, once we complete this one, probably around 30 minutes following the completion of this one. We're going to try to get you updated on those other games that are going on today. Now they're saying in that second game, I'm going to have to check this. I'm going to look at this later. We'll do that in the second game. They're saying that second game between Kenyon. They have baseball on here. Bluffton's not. Are they playing Kenyon? As that pitch is low and outside. Wellington. So far, he is 1 for 3. He's been on base twice, has a stolen base. Pitch is on the way, and it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch and the pitch, and it's outside. 3-0. Wellington, one of those guys who had been hitting the ball extremely well of late. 4-12 in the last 4 games. The stretch by Jordan and the pitch is outside for ball 4. They have had base runners in every inning other than the 5th and the 7th. And Wellington is a stolen base threat, and they're going to make a visit to the mound, speaking of the Quakers, and see if Jordan Christian is okay. There is a right-hander throwing in the bullpen. Nate Hemrick out of Kokomo. Drew Namovich is now due up. He is still looking for his first base hit of the afternoon. Hit by pitch back in the first, scored a run, walked in the third, scored a run, lined out also in the third, and then grounded out in the sixth inning. So the quick visit is over with Jordan.
See, look, even Wellington at first base has got that stance.
Yeah, he does. That pitch is outside. Well, it must be
what they practice.
Teaching tool they like to use. And they will steal bases. Not as many as other teams, but again, with this hitting lineup, they don't have to. Pitch in there for a strike. They turn, and then they make that secondary movement to get themselves a bigger lead. Still, again, everybody does things differently. It seems like to me it would take your momentum away from the bag. Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Jordan probably will not be available in the second game. He's thrown a lot of pitches here in relief. This will be, if he gets through this inning, his 6th inning pitched. That pitch is low and outside, 3 balls and a strike. Hemrick, just a freshman. They really like him. We talked about the Kokomo baseball program over the course of the season and the successes they have had. They're ranked again, in fact, one of the top teams in 4A again this season. As that pitch is in there for a strike, we'll go to 3-2. One of Hemrick's teammates went to Purdue and actually started the season as a freshman on the mound. Runner takes off. The pitch is outside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks. So now runners at first and second, and that's going to do it for Jordan.
Do it. So I thought he pitched well.
He did. He really did. He held Franklin in check, just 1 run while he was in there, but he is running out of gas right now, so the Quakers will make another change. We will come back and talk about Nate Hemrick coming up in just a moment. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sport.
At Earlham College, we don't see the world as a project.
We see it as our purpose.
We are always exploring.
Always collaborating.
Always focused on improving the world. Earlham College. Always moving forward.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999. New Vision Sports is a program that will focus on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete. It includes all ages and skill levels. They'll create a customized workout plan to provide an ongoing motivation and support program that'll help you achieve your training goals. There are 3 reasons to train with New Vision Sports: variety, specificity, and accountability. New Vision Sports. Give them a call at 977-5831 or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Well, Nate Hemrick, as we mentioned, out of Kokomo, just a freshman. He will be now in his 6th game of the year. He has thrown just 8 1/3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 7 strikeouts, and 5 walks. He comes in at 0-1 on the year with an ERA of 6.48, and he is, again, a very promising freshman. They believe will eventually become a starter when it is all said and done. But he gets a chance to throw to Sam Claycamp first. And these are some valuable innings when you're a freshman. We saw, of course, what that freshman class did a few years ago when they were a part of that championship team.
And that's a very hard class to try to outperform.
Yeah, they really, Joey Gerbis part of that class, and we saw Jordan Christian was a part of that class. Yeah, Joey wasn't there yet. Joey would have been the next year.
Yeah, Joey was next year.
Kyle Gorman is always thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, Gorman was a junior that year. Or a freshman that year, junior now.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get it right. Claycamp will step to the plate. No outs here in the 8th. Claycamp doubled back in the 3rd. He tripled in the 6th inning. And his first look now at Nate Hemrick. Runners again at first and second. Here's the stretch by Hemrick. And the pitch on the way inside for a ball. We will assume that Gerbis will get the start in game 2. You would think the way that Joey has thrown this year, they would give him an opportunity to throw here in the second game. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul.
It's always, wow, these fans are funny. It's always good no matter the situation when you can get some of these young guys in here, get them to get a little bit of experience, and, you know, just, again, trying to get him as much experience going into the next season. So,
well, he certainly might help you in the tournament if you do get into the 16 tournament. So Hemrick will look the runner back. I was speaking of Gerbis, maybe the best pitcher on the staff this year from a number standpoint, 3-1 with an ERA of 2.58.
Well, he's pitched well this year.
Yes, he has. 46 strikeouts, just 14 walks. As time is called, and here's what you run into when the pitcher and catcher haven't worked together a whole lot. Whistle will have to go through the signs once again. Wellington is down at second base. Numovich down at first. Here's the stretch again and the pitch, and it's outside for ball 3. Wellington takes off, and now the runner at first will take off to second base. And now runners at second and third. And that'll be a wild pitch against Nate Hemrick. Crowd very quiet. They haven't had much to cheer about in this first game.
They have not. And, again, we'll see if in game 2 that script can be flipped. Like that right there. I mean, they're going to have to get much better production from their at-bats.
Yeah, so far just, again, only 3 hits here in the opening game. 11 hits by Franklin. Infield will be in now with runners at second and third. Claycamp steps in. The pitch is in there for a strike. Franklin trying to add to their 9-1 lead. Claycamp, a former D1 player, transfer from the University of Dayton. As that pitch is outside, and we'll go 3 balls and 2 strikes. He is out of Columbus East High School. They've got a couple of transfers on their team. We'd mentioned earlier Ben Sprinkle, who is pitching out of Kentucky Wesleyan. But for Claycamp, a chance to play a little closer to home, again out of Columbus, Indiana, the stretch. And down. The pitch on the way, hit foul. We will stand 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Still no outs in the inning, so.
Remember the last time we said that back in the 3rd. It ended up being a 6-run inning. Hemrick's pitch on the way, and it is low for ball 4. That didn't look too bad from here, but it'll be a bases-loaded situation now for Nick Wright. 3 straight walks given up in the inning.
Your third baseman, number 25, Nick Wright.
Quakers pitching today has now given up how many walks? 8 walks and just 2 strikeouts. Wright walked his last time up in the 6th inning. Infield stays in. The pitch by Nate. High fly ball into right field. Jandro is there. Runner at third will tag. Wellington will score easily. The runner at second will advance to third. It's now 10-1. So Nick Wright will get the sacrifice fly.
Number 5, Ryan Bixler.
So 1 away, and here's Ryan Bixler. Bixler, a couple of base hits, including a double in the 3rd. So now Bixler steps up for the 5th time here tonight. Bixler played at Lewis Cass High School up in Logansport. And will take the breaking pitch in there for a strike. Runner at third is Numbovich. At first base, Claycamp. The stretch and the pitch, grounded toward the third baseman. He'll backhand it. Baisley to second. He'll get the out there. Another run will score. It is
nice
now
play,
11-1. Yeah, that was a great play.
Because that could have easily gone from an out at second to a few runners score if it got by him. So it's a good play over there by Baisley.
So score that one 5-4 in the put out. Bixler reaching on the fielder's choice. Here is Alex Miss. 2 base hits. So now just 1 runner on. That is Bixler down at first base. The pitch on the way is in there for a strike.
It's a nice pitch right there.
Looks like they'll let Hemrick finish it out.
Yeah.
Well, right now I see Spencer Owen. We mentioned that we might see Gerbis. It may be Spencer Owen who will go in the next game. That one hit foul.
I was thinking it's Gerbis. And, I mean, that could still possibly happen, but knowing how much I think we need the next game,
yeah, I
would see if Gerbis could go. Or maybe they might start Spencer, maybe throw Gerbis. We've seen Gerbis coming as a relief pitcher.
You like these tools they use now. Look at Spencer using that, loosening up his arm. Ground ball hit foul.
The old school people would say all we did was just stretch.
We just threw the ball.
We just threw the ball, stretch, and it was time to go.
That's right.
None of these gadgets.
And we'd throw 9 innings, not these 5 and 6 they do these days.
Yeah, it was standard that we went 150 pitches.
And we rode the train to the games and stuff. We didn't get these fancy buses.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the stretch. And Hemrick's 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, and that's hit foul as Alex Miss able to stay alive. This season can't get over fast enough in here.
I know. He's cranky over there.
Isn't he? 0-2 again to Alex Miss. The stretch by Nate, and the pitch hit high in the air to right field. Jandro back on it and will make the catch for out number 3. We will head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Quakers trail it 11-1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters. A division of Richmond Power and Light.
Today's game brought to you in part by Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads every day. They serve great food priced for family budgets. Mancino's Italian bread and pizza dough are made from scratch every day, and the baking process may take a little more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1166 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
Hey, a reminder, tonight's game brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. If you're coming to the Richmond area anytime soon, make sure you check out the Best Western Classic. They have the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Danny Dopp, Austin Hatfield, and Isaiah Shake all due up. Danny today, 1 for 2, has a walk. He has driven in the only run of the ball game.
Yep. Now, you're still obviously for Earlham trying to make some kind of run to try to get back in this ball game. But I think now in these last couple innings, you're trying to find your at-bats, trying to go into game 2 with a little bit of confidence on the batting side because we only seen 3 hits from him in 1 run. And you and I both know that's not going to get it done in a lot of games.
High fly ball into right field. Yeah, I think you're right as Bixler is there. I think you focus now on getting this turned around offensively in game number 2. So 1 away, and here's Austin Hatfield. Well, I don't know about you, but I would be so anxious to get that second game going. I'd like
if I'm on Earlham, anybody hungry? Nah, we good. Let's get this game going.
Let's play again, yeah.
I would be, as a competitor, so pissed off that in a game like this, I just got embarrassed on my home field. I want to go back at these guys. And you know what? I don't need a 30-minute break. I don't need, a big plate of food in me. The competitor in me was like, game 2, let's go.
Yeah, food will still be there, right?
Yeah, food will be there when I'm done. But I can't, get my butt whooped like this and just, go off and start talking with the fam as if nothing just happened. I'd be pissed off as a competitor, and I want to get game 2 rolling right away.
Here's a fly ball, shallow right field. Coming in will be the right fielder diving, and he cannot. Does he make the catch? Yes.
Wow.
Nice play by Bixler on the slide on his knees. He made the catch with 3 players converging at the same time, or was that the second baseman, Pauly? That might have been Pauly who made the catch.
It might have been Pauly. I think it was Pauly who made the catch.
So we're going to give it to Pauly, the second baseman, right in front of Bixler, the right fielder.
Either way, great play.
Here's Isaiah Shake.
That was a great play made by Pauly.
So Isaiah Shake will step up and hits this one fouled. On deck for the Quakers will be Easton Embry, so he'll take over for Whistle. Isaiah behind it, no balls and a strike. Sprinkle set to throw on the pitch. Shallow center field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. So Isaiah Shake, his first base hit. here in game one. Quakers pick up their 4th hit. And as we mentioned, here's Easton Embry.
Yeah. And hitting for your Quakers. Yeah. Number 49, Easton Embry.
Easton out of Fort Wayne. Went to Leo High School. He is just a freshman, 6 foot, 180 pounds. Got a lot of good young catchers to choose from over the next few years. Here's a fly ball into right center field, and the center fielder making a long run as Wellington, showing his speed, runs that one down. Looked pretty easy. We will head now to the top of the 9th inning. Quakers trail this one 11-1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Well, we're back once again as we move to the top of the 9th inning. Smith, Demkovich, and Pauly all due up for Franklin. And we will see the right-hander for the Quakers, Nate Hemrick, once again. No one throwing in the bullpen, so they will pretty much leave it up to Nate to finish this one out in game number 1. And again, Smith hit that big, towering 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. That was the highlight of that 6-run inning. And Nate's pitch on the way, hit him on the hand, and that one smarts. So Smith on his way to first base. Now Demkovich will step to the plate.
We will have a pinch runner.
So coming in for the Grizzlies, Jordan Krause, Triton Central High School grad.
Number 21, Jordan Krause.
Smith getting plunked on the hand. Of course, that means he is done for game 1. There'll be a replacement there in left field. That one is another wild pitch in front of Embry. And Krause on down to second base. Second wild pitch now on Nate Hemrick. And a runner in scoring position here in the 9th inning. Demkovich, couple of base hits, 2 for 4. His hits coming back in the 2nd and 3rd innings. The stretch by Hemrick, a check of the runner in the pitch. In there for a called strike. $11 runs on 11 hits for the Grizzlies here in the first game. Nate gets the sign from Embry. Again, checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way to the plate, hit high in the air to left center field. This one is gone.
Man. I tell you what, these guys from Franklin, they could really put some power on that ball.
2-run shot. It is now 13-2 4-1.
Wow.
You could kind of tell that one was gone. The first thing I did is look at Alec Bryan in left field. He just turned and kind of watched it.
He took a few steps, and then he just knew, there's no way that's staying in.
Second home run of the night by Franklin.
And, think about it. Going into today's matchup, now one batter behind the 6th spot had a home run in the season. All their home runs came from the top 6. And now 2 players in the 7th and 8th hole have both home runs for Franklin in today's matchup.
Yeah, that was another no-doubter.
You know what? I purposely parked away from the fence today.
This one is hit into right field. Jandro is there, makes the catch. That is Michael Church pinch hitting for Brant Pauley. So Church flies out for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 1, Quentin Wellington.
Here's Quentin Wellington. Michael Church out of Dallas, Texas. Holla. Wellington, a couple of walks. Scored a run, has a stolen base. So 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. That pitch is outside. Stretch again by Hamrick in the pitch. It's up high, 2 balls, no strikes. By the way, the 13 runs given up are the most the Quakers have given up this year. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I think, we've going back to Franklin's schedule. We saw that they, in the, this winning streak that they're on, or this span, that they put up 13 runs a game. But I think what's really impressive about this team is just the efficiency. We talked about the 19 runs they put up against Earlham off 19 hits. They got 12 hits today, 13 runs. They are really efficient in their at-bats. And I think that's what's most impressive about this team.
And Wellington decides he wants to make it 13 hits. And then the Quakers will commit the error.
They just, in this game, the Quakers just haven't looked like the team that we saw on their 4-game winning streak. And it just goes back to what we talked about, when you got 2 good teams playing each other, the winning streaks go out the window.
Pinch hitting for Franklin, number 33, Jacob Buchanan.
Jacob Buchanan will now step up with a runner at second base. Buchanan hitting in the place of Nambovich. The stretch by Hamrick, and as he takes a look back twice at second base, the pitch is high and inside, 1-0. Buchanan out of Franklin, Indiana. Sophomore, 6'1", 175. As Hamrick comes set once again. And the pitch. There's a strike. Well, they really do a great job looking at, look at their roster. They will recruit all over the state of Indiana, everywhere from Newcastle to Indianapolis. Up north, we mentioned Lewis Cass High School. Down south in the Jasper area. Fly ball, shallow right center, and over the head attempt there by Dopp. And he goes down, and that's not good news. That'll be a bloop single.
Yeah, he went down in an awkward way.
And he is down in runners now at first and second. I'm not sure he's going to get up right away. He is not. He is down. Tried to make that over-the-shoulder catch. And, of course, he's had that injury to his elbow. And now Steve Sakasits will go out. I don't think that's an elbow. I think he might have twisted his right knee.
Yeah, he tried to make that attempt, but it was and he's limping pretty badly. It was an awkward angle, and when he turned back, he might have just, caught it.
So bad news again if you're thinking about game number 2. That is really what you're focused on now. As you see him walking off the field as the trainer walking along with head coach Steve Sakasits, and so now we'll have a new second baseman.
And it looks like number 22, Sprocket, is going to come in to play second base. And, for Earlham, you're hoping that Danny Dopp isn't out because he's a big part of this team. And
Number 22.
It's kind of hard to replace his production.
When you already are without Pinsura.
Yeah.
And again, we're hoping he'll be back soon, but that has just not been the case yet. Adam Hettinger coming in out of, we mentioned Jasper, what a baseball program they have, and he now step in and hit in the number 3 hole for Clay Camp. Runners again at first and second. The stretch by Hemrick. And the pitch on the way is outside, 1-0.
And looks like number 20, Zach Brake, warming up in the bullpen for the Quakers.
Henniger, by the way, a sophomore. Nate will come set at the belt, checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Those shadows will begin, or at least the sun from the right side standpoint, which generally is the case here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, will be an issue for those guys on the right side. Till that sun starts to set. Game 2 is scheduled for 7. That won't happen. Generally around 7:30. Here's a swing and a miss. And Hettinger down on the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we thought maybe that Hamrick was going to finish this one out. As you said, right-hander throwing in the bullpen for the Quakers. Hamrick trying to get out of this inning. He will get the strikeout right there. So there's 2 away. And number 36, that is Grant Druckenmiller out of Bloomington North High School. And he'll hit in the cleanup spot. So there will be all kinds of changes for the Grizzlies in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hamrick set to throw, and the pitch on the way is outside for a ball. Grizzlies adding 2 more runs here in the 9th. The stretch.
And they still got a runner in scoring position that they could possibly add on to it.
And you don't think this guy at the plate would love to get a base hit? Some of these guys don't get an opportunity to play a whole lot because of what you see in their starting lineup.
Yeah.
Hard to take those bats out, isn't it? You like these other guys to play, but...
And I mean, Franklin's starting lineup wasn't impressive.
Here's the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. Game is coming up on the 3-hour mark, which I'm sure you're glad to hear. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third will be Wellington. The throw to the plate is off the mark, and the runners will stay put at first and third. It is now 14-1. So Druckenmiller delivering with the RBI single. Bixler was scheduled to be next. But that's going to change as well. This is number 20, I believe. Matt Olovich. So Olovich will step to the plate. He's at a Guerin Catholic High School. He too is a sophomore. Olovich will take that pitch for a strike. Now those 14 runs, we're going to keep adding to that. The most the Quakers had given up this season in a single game. They lost to Wittenberg 10-4. That was way back in February. Since then, the most runs they had given up was 9. And that was at Bluffton in the second game of that doubleheader. Here's a strike. So it hasn't happened often against this pitching staff. As we said, pitching really has been one of the strengths for the Quakers. Their ERA coming into this one at 4.36, so that's a pretty good number. That one's hit into left field, and that'll be caught by Alec Bryan, and the inning finally over. But the Quakers have a long way to go in the bottom of the ninth inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Franklin 14, Earlham 1.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Well, there are all kinds of guys running around out there, and I have no idea who they are right at the moment. It would take us the next 30 minutes to figure out all the changes.
Exactly.
But we'll try to get them as we go, as Franklin has pretty much emptied their bench. We do know for the Quakers, though, as we move to the bottom of the ninth inning, Alec Bryan will lead things off, and we also know that Sprinkle is still pitching. It took them a while to figure out who was coming in, didn't it?
Yeah.
There for a minute, all we saw was the pitcher and catcher. I thought maybe they're going to say, that's our team right there. Well,
I was about to say, I mean, if that's what they're doing, then we should have no problem catching back up.
Here is Alec Bryan, who will swing at the first pitch and foul it off. No balls and a strike. Alec, a junior out of Franklin Central High School. That one's hit foul. Just got a piece of that one, 0-2. As we said, we'll probably be 30 minutes after the completion of this one. Quakers will have Corey Arnold pinch hitting next, and there's strike three. You know, that was another number that I noticed as Corey Arnold steps to the plate, that the Quakers had not struck out in that 4-game winning streak hardly at all. And that number changed today, too.
Yeah, that number, I want to say drastically changed, but it took a big dive.
They're up to 11 now.
11 strikeouts.
Here is Corey Arnold out of Hamilton, Ohio. Pops this one up. The catcher giving it a look and makes the play right at the very end.
That's a nice play right there.
Corey's nice crap. I don't get a hit very much, and that guy makes that catch like that. So now here is Peters. This is Baisley. Nope, this is Peters. Nope, it's Baisley.
Yeah, it's Baisley at the plate.
Baisley. So Baisley steps up. That pitch low and outside. Quakers down to their final out.
And again, you know, even though you're down to your final out, I still think.
Ooh, look out.
He got hit in his back.
Well, that takes one for the team. He'll head down to first base.
And, yeah, I think you're still trying to find just some kind of confidence at the plate with going into game 2.
Here is Addison Robertson. Boy, you just feel bad for Addison, the tough year he's had. He's been relegated now to the bench, they waited as long as they could to get his bat turned around, and it just hasn't happened this year. As Sprinkle throws his first pitch, swing and a miss.
And with coming into the season after having a spectacular junior season, you know, top 5 in the country in stolen bases, you know, I know Coach Sacco says really had plans to maybe even go for the top 3, if not the number 1 spot, but he just could not. And, I mean, there's still a season left, but so far has not been able to really get going, you know, hitting-wise.
1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch on the way is low and inside, 2-1. Now the Quakers will regroup and get ready for game 2. It'll either be Spencer Owen or Joey Gerbis. There's a strike.
And, I mean, if you're Earlham, you're obviously not happy about game 1. But one thing that we saw is that when they played Rose, they beat Rose-Hulman pretty badly in game 1. And then Rose-Hulman came back and they beat them in game 2. So
that's right.
You have to get this one quickly past your mind. We have another game. You can't dwell on this one. You meet in the outfield. You talk about it real quick, and it's time to move on to game 2. You're going to have to get this one out your mind and go into game 2 like it's a brand new game.
This one hit in the gap, as that's going to be extra bases.
Addison's fast.
And I'll tell you what, Robertson on his way to third with a stand-up RBI triple.
Robertson got some wheels.
Yes, he does. And you just can't be more happy just to see that young man get a triple right there and drive in a run.
And you see, you know, Earlham maybe needed something like that. You know, a stand-up triple, a hit in the gap that, you know, that you can carry into game 2 to have some confidence and some momentum on the offensive side of the ball.
Here is Jackson Mitchell out of Plainfield, who will step in, takes that pitch for a ball low.
And, you know, he just got off injured reserve. You know, he's been hurt for the past couple months.
Yeah, they're glad to have this young man in there as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Addison Robertson with the triple. That pitch is high and inside, 2-1. We remind you that all of the stats on GoEarlham.com. That pitch is low and outside, 3-1.
Leave. I mean, if that happened, these 9 guys are my starters the rest of the year.
Yeah, no kidding. That pitch on the outside corner. Can you imagine how long it would take if you were to rally from 12 down and you end up winning the ball game?
We might set a record for a 5-hour game.
Fly ball into left field, and that is going to do it. So the Quakers lose game number 1.
Well, that pipe dream got killed.
Yeah, that one's over. So we will think about game number 2. Franklin wins the first game by a final of 14-2. And as we said, we're about 30 minutes away from game number 2. And so the Quakers, again, no mystery, got to come back, find a way to get something going offensively. And then the pitching's going to have to be there as well.
Exactly. And not just their pitching, but the bats. If you ask me, that was the important thing about today. And you know what? All aspects of baseball for them to come back in game 2.
All right. Again, final game 1, Franklin 14, Earlham 2. Thanks for being with us. Again, 30 minutes before we get game number 2 underway. And we'll see you then as the Quakers lose the first game 14-2 right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.